Okay, now I'm gonna start YouTube, so I can't. I cannot play licensed music on YouTube. Good morning, all my left behind heathens. Yes, exactly. If you want to come up, Empty, you can. Listen, if any of my friendlies want to come up and be my co-host today, I like to have at least one co-host up here. 2 at the tops. But come on up. Hopefully we will get some Christians in here. What's up? We're all left behind. I remember listening to the Left Behind series, and somehow I thought that it was going to be a lot different. Like, I thought, we were going to have like some spiritual warfare going on. I didn't realize we were just going to wake up, put on our makeup, and live another day. I don't know. It just feels so anticlimactic. Also, you know what I realized? When I was a Christian, I did you question things? Because I questioned things. And I was like, how is everybody on earth going to see Jesus in the sky at the same time? Because, we live on, we live on a globe like this, right? Here's my globe earth model. Okay, so here's Jesus. Wouldn't only like the people right here see Jesus? Or let's say he came in from this way, then only the people in this ocean, I guess, would see him. But like, how would everybody see Jesus at the same time? And then I realized that's because they thought it was a flat earth. Yeah, I know. I was told just believe too. Just believe. Yeah, they don't account for time zones, do they? No, they do not. Yeah, I know. I remember they tried to make that movie with Nicolas Cage. And now look at him. Going out there and making a movie where it's a horror flick about Jesus. I actually really like Nicolas Cage, as weird as he is. He's weird. But I haven't heard anything evil about him yet. Hopefully there's nothing evil about him. Because I hate having to, find out these people are evil, I hate that. Flat Earth sadly still exists. God. Ugh. Dang it. Anyway, hey, you guys, while we're sitting here waiting for Christians and stuff, make sure that you share out the live, tap the screen, do the heart me's, do whatever you can. Postpone the live till I can go live again. I mean, we don't have to just have one live today. I could just hang out live all day, I'll just be live all day. I started putting Justin's cheat sheet. Can you guys see those? Those are tabs from Justin's cheat sheet. See those? Okay, let's play pick a color. Okay, so you guys in chat, can you see the colors? Oh man, it's hard, huh? Okay, I'm gonna tell you. There's light pink, light blue, orange, dark pink, dark blue, bright green, sage green, red. Is there a purple? There is kind of a purple, so I'll pick one, okay? I'm just going to pick a random one of... Oh, wait, that is a purple. There is a purple. Let's go to this purple right here. As you can see, maybe you can't. There, I picked a purple one, okay? This is the NRSVUE edition with the Apocrypha, because I wanted to read the shit like that, Okay, so we're going to start with purple, and we're going to read, it's about Job, and my note on it is, God condones schmurder. So we're going to read about that real quick. The Lord said to Satan, very well, all that he has is in your power. Only do not stretch out your hand against him. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. One day, when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in the eldest brother's house, a messenger came to Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the donkeys were feeding beside them, and the Sabeans fell on them and carried them off and killed the servants and with the edge of the sword. I alone have escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, another came and said, the fire of God fell from heaven and burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. Now, that's the fire of God, just so you guys know. I alone have escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, another came and said, the Chaldeans formed 3 columns, made a raid on the camels and carried them off and killed the servants with the edge of the sword. I alone have escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, another came and said, your sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And suddenly a great wind came across the desert, struck the 4 corners of the house, and it fell on the young people, and they are dead. I alone escaped to tell you. That is purple for Hannah Grace. All right, let's see. We got some other colors. Okay, Bug says light blue. All right, let's go to the closest light blue one. It says God. Wait, I want to show you that. Oh, wait, you can't see it. There we go. Okay, God kills kids. God kills kids, y'all. Here we go. Bible verses for. Oh, I wrote it. I did it. Oh, it's on the next page. Okay. He went up from, oh, by the way, this is 2 Kings. I should tell you what verses I'm reading. 2 Kings 2:23 through 25. He went up from there to Bethel, and while he was going up on the way, some small boys came out of the city and jeered at him, saying, go away, bald head, go away, bald head. When he turned around and saw them, he cursed them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 she-bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys. From there he went on to Mount Carmel and then returned to Samaria. Okay, let's see. Who else? Any other colors? Remember, if you're friendly and you want to come up and hang out with me, you can. Sage green, you got it. All right, the closest sage green is this one. Okay. Oh, I got it last time. There, so you can see. All right. This is Lamentations. I just don't read enough Lamentations. I think as a person with a chronic, Lamentations was just a book that never really caught my eye. But this is Lamentations 5:11, and it says, God okays grape. And it's just like, that's, wow. It's like, women are raped in Zion, virgins in the towns of Judah. So it's a plea for mercy from, the Lamentation is a plea for mercy in chapter 5. But yeah, our skin is black as an oven from the scorching heat of famine. Women are raped in Zion, virgins in the towns of Judah. Princes are hung up by their hands. No respect is shown to the elders. All right, you guys, while we're waiting for Christians, keep tapping the screen, sharing out the live. Let me make a different, I have a flash goal. Let's do that little flash goal real quick. And why can't I do it? All right. That's a horrible flash goal, but we'll do it anyway. I wish it would give me something different. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you so much. You know, I am going to be doing some things, you know, where I have a little bit more fun when I go live. Trying not to be as serious. I got my globe earth model now that I can show if we talk to flat earthers. I've also got a little crystal ball. I'm going to start doing Some fun little bullshit fortune telling whenever we meet our gift goals. But I don't have the crystal ball today, so don't worry about it today. Is there another color of tab that you would like to look at while we wait for guests? I love Born Again so freaking much. Abilena, she is hilarious. I have so much fun when I go up on her live. And she's gonna join me on Friday right here for about an hour. She's got a little an hour to spare, and I thought it would be fun if her and I. I thought it would be fun if we hang out together. All right, I got Jared says blue tab. All right, let's go for a dark blue. Ooh. This one is cannibalism. Cannibalism. All right, and it also is God unalives kids, okay? So this is going to be found in Jeremiah 19. We're going to start at verse 3. You shall say, hear the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. By the way, did you guys know as Christians that the second coming was supposed to happen in Jerusalem? Because I didn't know that. I thought it would be America because I was American. Doesn't the whole earth, revolve around Americans when you're an American Christian, right? Like, isn't that what we're talking? Okay, anyway, I digress. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, I am going to bring such disaster upon the place that the ears of everyone who hears of it will tingle, because the people have forsaken me, and have profaned this place by making offerings in it to other gods, whom neither they nor their ancestors nor the kings of Judah have known. And because they have filled this place with the blood of the innocent and gone on building the high places of Baal to burn their children in the fire as burnt offerings to Baal, which I did not command or decree, nor did it enter my mind. Therefore the days are surely coming, says the Lord, when this place shall no more be called Topheth, or the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. And in this place I will make void the plans of Judah and Jerusalem, and will make them fall by the sword before their enemies, and by the hand of those who seek their life. I will give their dead bodies for food to the birds of the air and to the wild animals of the earth. And I will make this city a horror, a thing to be hissed at. Everyone who passes by it will be horrified and will hiss because of its disasters. And I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters. And all shall eat the flesh of their neighbors in the siege, and in the distress with which their enemies and those who seek their life afflict them. All right, wow. Okay. All right. Wow. Hey, good morning, Fen. Hey, Fen, if you want to come up, the guest box is open. I want to have one or two friendlies sit up here with me. You were at Mormon, so you thought it would happen in Missouri. I love it. If you guys want to come up and just talk about the rapture, what you thought the rapture was going to be, any of your rapture fears or anything, your left behind memories and stuff, come on up. Dang, this makes the Bible sound interesting. It is. It's also terrifying, no doubt. Good morning, Fluffy. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing my best. How are you?
Doing all right. Did you get left behind?
I did, but this is like the 20th time, so
I know. I'm hoping to catch one of them. Like I missed that comment too, Haley's comment when Heaven's Gate tried to catch that. I miss all these, I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm a friendly today. But like back in the 90s, like or whenever it was, I read the Left Behind books. Like I was,
Me too. Me too.
yeah, I was into it, and that scarred me. Like I don't think I realized until much later how much damage those did.
I don't think I did either. Okay, so it. I was just a stupid mom in the Midwest at the time, trying to be a good little Christian mommy and raise her little Christian babies, right? And I played those on audio cassette and listened to them like while I house clean around my children. Okay, I have to say that the audio cassette version was really good. The guy who did the voice and stuff was great. But then, like, the seventh book or something, I don't remember because there was like a million of them. They changed the narrator and he pronounced all those names differently. And it was so off putting to the ear to go from this one narration and have this one way where he pronounced all the names to this other guy coming in and just changing it all. It was really weird. But I did think that I was raising children who were going to have to fight in this, like fucking war or something.
Yeah, no, the post apocalypse, you know.
Yes, I was raising little heroes, is what I. I don't know. But yeah, I really. But I wouldn't have like. Have you seen the videos of the way they're prepping for the?
I mean, I heard about people back in the day. Like, I've heard about people, like, talking now about how people were selling off their houses and cars and giving away money. And, like, I don't know if it's real. I don't know if there are people that are just saying it so they get talked about, or I don't know if people are really doing it. Like,
I don't know. This one lady, I really believe her because she had little note cards of
oh
what
no.
she wanted people to do who were left behind.
Oh no.
Like, we're just gonna loot your house. We're not gonna read your notes. We're just gonna come and get your cute little shirts and shoes that you left behind, Becky, because they're the same size as me. What are you talking about? Who are you leaving notes for? Who's gonna read that stuff? Like, who's gonna go,
No,
oh wow, I got left behind. I'm gonna do all this stuff the Christians wanted me to do. I don't know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I mean, there was part of me that wants to believe that people don't really believe it, but I mean, I did, you know? Like, I really thought there was going to be a rapture at some point, but
Yeah, me too.
I was so, like, bad
I
for my pets.
Do you remember that song? I used to sing this freaking song all the time. Two men walking up a hill, one disappears and one's left standing still. I wish we'd all been ready.
No, I stopped, like, I left when I was, like, I want to say, I rapidly deconstructed when I was around, like, 20 or so, so it's been a very, very long time since I
Ah,
heard any of it on
I'm
purpose.
jealous of you. You did so good. Oh my god, you were so smart. It took me till I was in my 50s.
Oh, it's
I was
okay.
like late 40s, early 50s.
That's totally fine. Better late than never.
I know that is true. It is better late than never because there are a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people who are much younger than me, and they express how their parents are my age and they want to know what I did to break free so they could help their parents. And I
Hmm.
wish I could give them some kind of magic thing, but I don't think we can. I think I don't know what made me. I was just as far gone as
Hmm.
anybody else.
Well,
I watched Fox News for Christ's sake. I have autographed books by like Sean Hannity. I shit you not. Joe,
damn.
oh my God. So I loved everything. Far
Well,
right, conservative Christian nationalism,
Well, I
you
can
know?
tell you the two things that snapped me out of it, and it was a twofold thing. And one was the first one was I was told that my closest friends were going to hell and I was going to go to heaven, and I'm like, nope, I'm sticking with my friends. That's not going to happen. So,
I wish.
like,
Why wasn't I that loyal? What the? Well, that's because my friends were all Christian, so I guess I was trying to
uh,
stay with. They were all going to heaven.
but
Hey,
the second
you
part was,
go ahead.
sorry. No, I live in the South, and it's not like, I live in North Carolina, so it's like kind of South, but also like there's some pockets of sanity.
Yeah.
And there was this great big, because I was raised Southern Baptist, and there was a massive push of, you need to forgive people that hurt you. And I'm like, no, no, you know what? I'm
No.
not going to do that either. So, like, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah, for sure. You guys, Joyful brought up a really good point. Hey, atheistic preacher, if you want to come up, you can. We're hoping to talk to Christians today to find out if they got left behind or what happened here. Um, but you know what? Uh, Joyful brought up such a good point on. I don't know if you guys saw his video about um, the verses that talk about, one person will disappear and stuff, and how people think that that's about the rapture. But if you really read it in context, which we know they like that, he talks about, let me see if I can find it. 24. Everyone's faithful. Okay, he says, but about the day and hour no one knows, neither the angels of heaven nor the
Mhm.
Son, but only the Father. For as the days of Noah were, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. For as in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day Noah entered the ark. And they knew nothing until the flood came and swept them away. So too will be the coming of the Son of Man. So who got swept away?
Everybody?
The bad people, though, right? Not everybody. Noah and his family didn't. The evil people were the ones who got swept away. So it says, then two will be in the field. One will be taken and one will be
Mm.
left. So if we're doing it in the same way that happened in the days of Noah, it's not the good people that are going to be taken away from this earth. It's
Ah.
us. We're supposed to be swept away. But then the narrative changed when, who was it that came up with the rapture? It was like, it's not even that old. Who came up with the theory of the rapture in Christianity? Tell me a little history of that. Let's get some chat GPT info on it. It was in the 1800s, right? Good morning, Cyber. If you'd like to come up, we're just talking about the rapture this morning. Why are you saying Blondie? That's a funny thing to say. That's what people used to call me in the 80s. Hey, Sunny. I haven't been called Blondie in a long time. Thank you, Ty here. Good morning, Ty here. If you want to come up, you're welcome up too. Any of my friendlies can come on up. So, let's see. It says, the earliest Christians, through third century, believed Jesus would return soon, but they didn't talk about a secret rapture. They spoke of a final resurrection and judgment at Christ's return, not believers being whisked away before a tribulation. In the 1700s, the churches taught that the second coming and the last judgment, they taught the second coming and the last judgment, but still no rapture. Some scattered writings talked about believers meeting Christ in the air from 1 Thessalonians 4:17, but they interpreted it as happening at the final return of Christ, not before. 1830s birth of the rapture idea. The modern rapture theory started in the early 19th century. A Scottish teenager named Margaret MacDonald had a vision that described a secret coming of Christ for the faithful before a time of tribulation. This was 1830. This caught the attention of John Nelson Darby. Isn't he the one who started dispensationalism too? You guys, we don't like Darby. Darby's a dork. Now I'm gonna have to go read a whole book about this man.
I thought the dispensation thing was older, like paying.
No, there are some people who still believe in the dispensationalism.
I could have sworn
he started
much
it.
older. Unless I'm thinking of the thing where you pay for a certain amount of money to do a sin.
Oh yeah, that's not the same thing. Dispensationalism is basically where they break down like this was the time of this was the time of that, and this was the time of that. But the Bible never talks about it like that. But he did, so they started doing it. This caught the attention of John Nelson Darby, an Anglican priest who later founded the Plymouth Brethren movement. Darby systematized this into dispensationalism, the idea that God works in different ages or dispensations in his system. The church would be raptured, taken up before a 7-year tribulation. Then Christ would return visibly after. In the late 1800s, Darby toured the United States and spread the teaching. It gained huge traction thanks to the Scofield Reference Bible in 1909, which included notes explaining the rapture right alongside the biblical text, making it seem like part of the scripture itself. Okay, now I need to find one of those Bibles. I'm like, I love this shit. 20th and 21st century popularization. The rapture became mainstream in America evangelicalism through preachers, televangelists, and Christian media. In the 1970s, Hal Lindsey, God, I loved Hal Lindsey. I had comic books that he wrote, okay? The late great planet Earth made it a household idea. Carl Sagan would be so disappointed in me. In the 1990s through the 2000s, the Left Behind book series and movies pushed it even further into pop culture. The word rapture comes from the Latin rapturo, a translation of the Greek harpazo in 1 Thessalonians 4:17, caught up, means to be caught up. But the theory of a secret rapture before the tribulation really only dates back to 1830s with John Nelson Darby. So there you go. It's 1830s, and these people think that they're going to go floating up in the sky. That's just crazy. That is crazy. All right, well, you guys keep tapping screen. Look, we have a guest who's coming up to join us now.
You think he just wanted to sell a book?
I think so. I don't know. Or he wanted to explain some things. Hey, Stella Nova. Hey, Parker. Hey, Christopher. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. Are you a Christian or a believer in the God of the Bible, and are you over 18?
Oh, you mean like, am I part of your laughing stock? While you look in the mirror and you can't even lose weight, but you're going to laugh at a Christian? How about you slim down some, buddy? How about you go get a damn membership before you make fun of others? We got to actually laugh about someone who has no brain, who wants to put others down and laugh at people. But go look in the mirror. Go hit a gym and lose some weight, buddy. Maybe that might make you feel better about yourself, so you don't have to go around knocking others. You know what I'm talking about?
Am I knocking somebody? I'm asking a question.
Yeah, you're knocking a whole group of people, believers. Yeah.
How am I knocking you?
Knocking God, in the sense you might pretend like you're positive, happy, but come on, we see through it. You're bullshit. You're full of shit. You're full of bullshit, buddy.
It really bothers you that I'm happy and that I don't need your Jesus.
That you're fake happy?
Really
you're corny as fuck, bro.
Really
you're corny as fuck, brother. Look at that fake assness. That fake pretentiousness.
It makes you so angry.
You sound corny as fuck. You want some food right now, don't you, fat bitch?
Aww.
Yeah, go lose some fucking weight, fat cow.
Come on, keep it going, Christian.
Why are they like
How much do you weigh?
How much do you weigh? So much love, don't you?
How much do you weigh?
Oh yeah.
How much do you weigh? Who's gonna listen to some fat freaking diabetic bitch?
Cam up, let's see.
Who wants to hear what you have to say? You can't even fucking lose a pound. You're knowledgeable in nothing.
Yeah, you're a fat fuck too,
Fat
aren't
fuck.
you? You're a
Fat
fat
bitch.
fuck too. You're a fat
You
fuck
weigh like
too.
fucking 400
Cam
pounds. What are you talking
I
about?
get
Cam
so
up, you
scared.
You're
incel
like 400
fedora
fucking
wearing
pounds, you fat
little
bitch.
boy who lives in your
Someone
mom's
is hurt.
And
basement
you
winging it all day
Someone
and
is
then
hurt.
pretending to be a Christian at night. Cam
Pretend to
up.
be a Christian? I stood up for Christians just now and God.
No,
Fat
you're not.
bitch. Go
So,
lose some fucking weight,
so
bitch. I hurt you.
apparently you're
Hurt,
bigger
bitch. You
than
anal,
me,
bitch.
according
You're mad. You're
according
anal as
to
fuck.
chat.
You're anal as fuck. I can sit there and
So
pretend
you're
with a fake ass giggle.
projecting.
Shut your fake
Don't
ass up,
project.
ho. Go lose some fucking weight with your big ass. Big back fucking bitch. Elephant ass motherfucker. Getting roasted like a fun. Bro, go lose some weight, bro. Go hit up a gym, bro. Go get a fucking
You
gym
got
membership.
nothing better to do today, do you, buddy? Nothing
I'm
better.
in,
He
look,
got
stand up for
left
guys. What you have
behind.
been?
He got
Nothing
left
Jesus
better
Christ,
to do
behind.
today.
but
He
he's so
missed the
fake
rapture.
and I'm
He
so
is so
smart that I'm going to talk
disappointed.
about the
He is so
non-existent. Like, shut the
sad
fuck
that
up.
he
You
didn't
sound
get
fucking
picked
retarded.
up.
Go get your
He's
little
got
click ass
nothing
fucking
better to
cult.
do.
Now
He's got
you're
no
gone.
job. He's
Bye.
just here.
They're so
Amazing.
triggered. Oh my god, that is so funny. Yeah, I blocked him before. Like I tried to block him before he could do slurs, but I'm so sorry he got that R slur out. But I did block him. He is gone. He looked like Peter Griffin. That is awesome. Oh my god, that is so funny. I don't know why people think that insulting the way I look is gonna make me cry. Fuck, I am almost 60 years old. If you don't know that women my age have been judged for the way we look since the time we come out of the womb, we build a hard shell about that, okay? You're gonna have to do a little better than talking about my weight to get to me, okay? It's gonna take a little more effort on your part. If you are a Christian, thank you so much. If you are a Christian or believer of the God of the Bible and you want to come up and yell profanities at me, go ahead and request on up. The guest box is open. Good morning, Trust. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing, Crystal?
I'm doing good. Did you get left behind too?
Yeah, I did. You know, I've been looking up in the sky all morning and I haven't seen a single person like float up. So I'm not quite sure how exactly does it work.
I don't know, because we were just reading and it totally doesn't work the way they say according to the Bible. So we're trying to figure this whole out. We found out that a guy named John Darby kind of started it all because he heard some girl say something and he liked what she said. And then it became this whole thing because they wrote a Bible and they made it look like it was part of the Bible. And now Christians believe it. Not like they're gullible or anything. I'm not trying to say that they're gullible and that I could sell them swampland in Florida or ice in Alaska.
Well,
But I think they're kind of gullible.
I'm kind of sad because like my son needs a new car. So I was hoping to get like if there's a new car left on the road with the keys in it, you know, and I haven't found one yet. I'm kind of sad.
I like what Pancho Jesus says. Should have purchased a bunch of blow-up dolls, filled them with helium, and then released them outside some mega church.
Hey, there's still time.
That would
There is
be
still
hilarious.
time.
There is time. We have until midnight. Let's all go do that now. Oh, that would be hilarious.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
is there anyone who's seen somebody get raptured? Maybe that might, maybe we can do some rapture sightings.
Yeah, maybe we can. Like I definitely would do that. So what were your beliefs on the rapture? Were you into this whole rapture thing
No.
when you were growing up?
I wasn't. Actually, that was like one of the things I wasn't into as a Christian. That one didn't interest me much. Because it didn't, because like in the Bible it says something like you're not going to know when it happens. No one will know.
Right.
It just happens. So that's why I kind of took it with a grain of salt when everyone tried to predict it.
Yeah. For when it didn't matter when I was a Christian or not being a Christian, the Bible is really clear that nobody's going to know the day. So whenever they predicted, I think, what are you doing? It literally says that even Jesus doesn't know. How the hell do you think you know? Like,
Yeah.
what makes you think you know that? And the more you give it a date, even as a Christian, I thought that's definitely not the date then. Like, that is not the date. Because
Yeah, exactly.
saying
Yeah,
it is.
if they say a date, then that's not it. That's definitely not it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that was a clear sign that they were wrong when I saw that. But then we were reading like what Joyful had posted, how in Matthew that it says just in the days of Noah they will be swept away. Well, it wasn't the good people that got swept away; it was the bad people.
Yeah.
So why do they think they're the ones who are going to be swept away? That's
Yeah,
weird.
exactly. Yeah.
But they are the bad people, so maybe it will be. Maybe it will be that.
So maybe it works the opposite. Oops.
Maybe Jesus is gonna throw down a Uno reverse card or something, you know?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe the last guy who was up was just mad because he didn't get raptured.
Yeah, I think he was. I also think that he was like mad that people were paying attention to me and he just lives in his mom's basement and nobody pays attention to him.
That's too bad.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't let a woman have attention for 1 minute because
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
the whole balance of the universe might.
Heaven forbid a woman gets some attention. Oh no, we can't have that.
That's not, sexual, because that's okay to give her that attention.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she's here for.
Yeah.
If you're a Christian or believer, the God of the Bible, come talk to us about the rapture. We want to know your thoughts on the rapture. Did you think it was today? Are you a reasonable Christian where you believe what the word says that no man will know the hour of the day? What are your thoughts on it? Because as a Christian, I always thought nobody knew, and I'd like to know what you thought. Hey, Silly Mike, thank you so much. Savage, hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Oh yeah, I gotta do my fan club
Jared's
stuff.
Here, Seth is here, Ash, Mezzo, good to see you. Foxfire, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Tap the screen, share out the live, do all the good things. I want to change that gift goal though, because I don't usually have that gift goal at the beginning. Remember, I'll be live for 3 hours. I'm gonna change this stuff, and if I reach my gift goal, I will stay live for another hour. That's how I work it.
That's how you roll.
That's how I roll.
Well, I'm doing my Sim Popular and my fan club stuff. So hey, if anybody has a spare penny, and if you're not part of Crystal's fan club, you all should do it. Only costs a penny, and it really helps Crystal out if you like her content, which you should. There's no reason you shouldn't like her content because she has awesome content.
And I bring you great creators. As a matter of fact, Trust is going to be on my Decon Q&A with CrystalJae show coming up. So
yeah, I'm looking
make
forward
sure
to that.
you're. I know, I am too. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Good morning, Seth. Seth, did you mean to come up?
Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, Crystal.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. Sorry, it froze up completely
Oh,
on
that's
me.
okay. Did you get left behind like us?
It would seem so, but I don't know. It seems like there are still plenty of Christians around, so I
Yeah.
think everybody got left behind.
I'm kind of starting to think that. That's weird. That's weird. Let's see who this is.
Oh, I don't think anyone really thought of that. What if it was the
Anybody
rapture
else?
and
I
just
can
no
only hear
one
you.
got taken? Yeah.
Oh, there you
Or
are. There you are.
or like maybe one dude got taken.
Yeah, what if only one dude? Because, it's not very many people who are going to go. Good morning, Woe. How are you today?
Hey.
Hey, are you
fine.
a Christian? And are you over 18?
No. Yes, I'm 20, but I'm not a Christian. I just want to say that this whole rapture thing is new to me because my family doesn't know that it's a thing until I joined TikTok. I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? So,
I know.
yeah, that's the whole thing.
It is. It's. If you were a Christian, like we were, this was something that we lived with growing up. Whether we believed it or not, we knew many Christians who did believe it, and they always keep picking a date for when it's going to happen, which is weird because the Bible says nobody will know when it's going to happen. So I don't know why they keep picking a date for it to happen.
Yeah, the reason
When
I
I
came
heard
up
about
is,
people growing up in like rapture cults, I was like, you guys grew up in cults centered around the rapture? Like, what are you talking about? This is so crazy.
yeah, that's actually what I wanted to ask everybody is if you, when you were growing up, if you ever had a like a rapture scare, because I remember at one point waking up and as a child, and the house was completely silent. I looked outside. I didn't see my mom or my dad.
Oh
I didn't see
no.
anybody.
Oh, shit.
And our vehicles were still there. And I was like, well, shit, like I got left behind. Um,
Aww.
and yeah, I feel like I've heard other people talk about that. So I was just wondering if we all had that unfortunate shared trauma of thinking that you got left behind, just like that song.
I did
That's so
not.
sad.
But I am gonna tell you the funny thing. Isaiah, are you a Christian and are you over 18?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you a Christian and are you over 18?
Yes, I am a Christian, and yes, I am over 18.
Okay, hang on one second. Let me answer Seth's question and then we'll talk with you, okay?
Okay, no problem.
I was the most narcissistic, vain Christian if there ever was one because I wasn't gonna get left behind. Are you kidding me? I'm freaking the best Christian ever in my mind. Morning, Mezzo. So no, I didn't, but I had fear of who would be left behind, but it wouldn't be me. I'd be floating up in the clouds or something. But somehow, in my weird Christian cognitive dissonance brain, I was also going to somehow be fighting the war. I don't know what I thought. Christianity is weird and it makes you think weird things. That's what I think. At least it did for me. Isaiah, did you think today was going to be the rapture?
No, I did not. I actually don't believe in the rapture. I think that it is the most deceptive doctrine that's in American Christianity. Like a lot of people have been saying, it leads to a lot of spiritual abuse, which is horrible, and trauma. And I just think that it's all around like just a very harmful thing to believe in.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's a very harmful thing, and I'm glad you didn't get caught up in it as a Christian because when I was a Christian, I got very caught up in it. As Fluffy and I were talking about earlier, I listened to all the Left Behind books on audio. I did it stupidly around my children all the time, so they had to hear those stories about the Antichrist rising to power and everything. And yeah, and how planes would crash and fall out of the sky and cars would crash into each other and stuff. So yeah, it was not a good part of doctrine to believe in for sure.
Yeah, no.
If you don't mind me asking, what denomination are you? Hi, Santa May.
I'm Eastern Orthodox, so we don't believe in doctrinally a rapture or anything. It's not even something that we're allowed to believe in.
Oh, well, that would make sense because you're one of the oldest churches. You and the Catholics fight for who they believe is the oldest. And
Yeah,
they would
yes.
not fall for doctrine that started in 1830, was it? 1830, I think. So you would be like, nah, that's new doctrine. We're not adding that in.
Yeah, yeah. But like it's still sad that like so many people do fall for it, in my opinion, because like I've seen videos of like people talking about how they're selling their cars and their houses and giving away
Yeah.
clothes and money
I'm just
and quitting
thinking,
their
just give it
jobs.
to me. Why are they selling it if they're not going to be able to spend the money? Just give it to me. That's all. Like, I'm
Listen,
just
I
saying, if
need a new
any of,
car.
right? And, Justin was saying it would be a good idea if all the atheists and agnostics and stuff, all of us who we know will be left behind if there was a rapture, if we start like a pet business where we charge people and let them know that when they get raptured, we'll go take care of their pets. And so I'm just saying, if you want to put down a 1,500 cash deposit with me, my links are in my bio. You can send me your name and address. I will come check on your pets, your everything after the rapture. Okay, $1,500. Anytime it happens, we don't even have to put a date on it. Whenever it happens, I'll go to your house and check everything for you. Okay, so if you
I don't know.
are
My
afraid.
cat is pretty needy. I don't know if once a day is gonna be enough.
No, I mean, like, I'll go get your cat and bring it home with me and take care of it forever for you. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I would
he
do
would like
that.
that.
I'm a nice lady. And I have 6 cats, so he would be like, cool, I have a cat sanctuary over here. You
Yeah,
know.
he's very clingy little baby.
I love kitties. Did anybody on the panel have a question for Isaiah?
I'm gonna pet
Sonny,
your
you
cat.
could have them. You, if one of,
Yeah, what
I
kind of
don't
cat do you
think
have?
any of them are. I
It's a
have.
tuxedo cat.
I have
How
a tuxedo
He's
cute.
cat too.
he's
I
four
do
years old
too.
and his name is Charlie.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah, he's
They're
my
saying share
baby.
the cats. If you want to come up with your cat, you can. Just so you know, I would share cats, but none of them are in here right now. I have one, but he's Tux. Tux is my main coon tuxedo mix kitty, and he's too temperamental. He's not gonna let me pick him up. He'll be like, nah, we're not doing that.
I wanted a Maine Coon. I think they're so
Were you
cool.
like born Eastern Orthodox or are you a convert?
I converted, so I was born Protestant. My mom was Catholic, but then she became Protestant, and I became Eastern Orthodox because I'm just interested in like history in general, but I became really interested in church history and
Oh,
theology,
fun.
and so I started reading. He's so cute.
He's
I
so
started getting
little.
really interested in reading church history and theology, and I just felt like if I'm gonna be a Christian, then I don't want to do it on my own terms. Like I want to do it the right way. So I decided to become Eastern Orthodox.
Oh, nice. I
Um,
mean, for me,
I have a
it's kind
comment.
of like the opposite. If I want to be a Christian, I would like have my own interpretation of things. But that might just be me. I don't know.
No, that's all Christians.
That's definitely all Christians. I have a comment over in YouTube that said, I would trust my pets to fend for themselves before I trust an atheist. What do you think we're going to do with your pets, dude? Like, what do they
What?
think we do? Come here. I want people to say
Have the
hi to you.
cats. This is conversation.
That's so funny.
On
Jacob
the
Aikenson.
rapture topic,
Yes.
Crystal, did you know that I went to a Seventh-day Adventist school for a couple of years?
No.
Yeah,
No.
so we did not grow up Seventh-day Adventists, but so um, I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable, so don't don't judge me, but I was homeschooled from first through sixth grade, and then I went to a Seventh-day Adventist school in seventh and eighth grade. It was kind of basically my parents like shopped around for a good, Christian school that I could go to as a in between being homeschooled and like public school. So I went to this Seventh-day Adventist school, and I think the idea was like, oh, this will be close enough to our doctrine. And so Seventh-day Adventists do not believe in the rapture. They do believe in a second coming, but it's not like people are just going to disappear. It's it's like something where it's going to be very like public, like all the people who are alive and all the believers who died, I guess they've been waiting. They're going to be raised up and taken into heaven, while the unrighteous will perish. So it's a little bit different, but on that note, and since we're talking about false rapture prophecies, the Seventh-day Adventists in 1844, or they predicted that in 1844, Christ would return. It's this William Miller guy, based on his interpretation of the 2300-day prophecy in Daniel 8:14, calculating that it would end on October 22nd, 1844. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this is true, but it's similar to what I'm hearing about the rapture that, I guess still might happen today. We don't know. That people are selling their belongings and, quitting their jobs, blah, blah, blah. I think people did the same thing. Like, they were waiting. They were like, well, none of this is going to matter after this day in 1844. So when that didn't happen, leading to the Great Disappointment, a core group of believers re-examined the prophecy and concluded it signaled the beginning of Christ's investigative judgment in the heavenly sanctuary, not his literal return to earth. So this reinterpretation formed the foundation of Seventh-day Adventist theology and is a central tenet of the church, like still today. And that is just another thing that goes to show, like, it is always insane to me that you have a controversy like this where people are like giving up their whole lives for something that's supposed to happen. You don't have to worry about your earthly possessions, your struggles, because Jesus is going to come back. And that didn't happen, and they just find a way to switch the narrative. Or like, how are they able to recover from that? I don't know. In my mind, it's like, oh shit, like you guys really messed this up, and you hurt a lot of people in doing that. But somehow they're able to just recover, and that now you have this religion that's been a thing for almost 200 years, and that's not to mention like all the other times that people have thought down to the day that they knew when it was going to happen, and they kept getting proven wrong. And then they would just be like, oh, I did the calculations wrong. And it's actually this day, and then it doesn't happen on that day. And they find some other way to weasel out of it. And it just blows my mind that this has happened so many times. And like the people that are doing this right now, you know, they're probably gonna just get more famous, or, you know, like it's not gonna come back to bite them like it should.
No, for sure. Poncho Jesus said the same thing happened to the Jehovah's Witnesses in 1975. Many sold their businesses and quit their jobs. I never did anything like that because, again, like I said, I didn't fall for the whole thing like it's going to be on this day and this time, because I was like, that's not biblical. We're not going to know. It's just going to happen. We can't prepare for this. There is no preparation for this.
Yeah, and like, how does the whole denomination not just implode with something like that? I don't
know.
I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't either.
It's just delusion.
Like,
people are satisfied in their delusion.
But why don't they go, okay, this was a big thing. You were wrong. We lost our homes. We lost our businesses. Now we know Jehovah's Witness is a scam, and everybody leaves it. Why are they still so powerful and so strong is what the question is. Like, why do they get to stick around? Mr. Sharkey over in YouTube said, I was left behind. My family is gone. Oh, Mr. Sharkey, I think they may have left you. Okay, I don't think that they were raptured. You may want to consult an attorney. Okay, just for your information. So Isaiah, do you want to talk about what I normally talk about? Normally I have a different question for Christians, and it is, what if you are wrong? We have Christians who ask us all the time, what if you were wrong? Nothing will happen to me if I'm wrong, but if you're wrong, you're gonna burn for an eternity. And I want Christians to understand that if they are wrong, then harm has happened to society that is irrevocable. We will never be able to heal from the harm that Christianity alone has done to society, let alone all religion, but Christianity specifically. So, have you ever thought, what if you were wrong? What if this was all a lie? What if it started as a story that ancient goat herders told to each other? It developed into a cult, and the cult grew and grew and grew. What do you think that means to us as a society, Isaiah?
That's a really good question. Well, I would first clarify that being Eastern Orthodox, it's actually mostly Western Christianity, specifically Protestantism, that has done the most harm to society. I would say, like, I don't want to get your stream taken down, so I'm not going to say the name of the specific group, but there was a specific group that dresses in white hoods that was started by Protestant Christians. That was an anti-Catholic group. I'm trying to think of words that I can say to replace these things, but the point is, Protestant Christianity has done a lot of harm, and I will grant that. And even Catholicism with the Crusades and everything, because they even crusaded against the Eastern Orthodox churches. They did a lot of harm to the Orthodox churches. But I would say that, sorry, what were you going to say?
Do you think the overall message of Christianity and what the Bible says in it has done any harm to society?
I would say that it depends on how you interpret those messages, because in the Orthodox Church, we view things through a lens, ultimately, where it's love one another, respect one another. Even the Church Fathers wrote that when we discuss faith and morality and philosophy with people that are outside of the church. We're not supposed to do it with hate. We're supposed to do it in love, with respect, and to exemplify what Christianity is supposed to be. So I think that it ultimately depends on how you're reading these things and how you're interpreting them. And if you're interpreting them through yourself, then it's really a reflection of your heart, right? Like if you're reading the Bible and you're interpreting things as being hateful or dangerous, and then you go out as a Christian and you do these hateful or dangerous things, that's just a reflection of who you are as a person. It's not a reflection of the religion per se. Because Christianity as a historic religion has historic teachings and has historic doctrines that it believed in, and those aren't the teaching, those aren't the doctrines. So I would say that if I was still a Protestant, then I would have to re-examine myself.
But I don't think I need to interpret most of the scripture. I believe with the ability that we have to translate ancient texts and how far advanced we are in our abilities to translate, when we use things like the NRSVUE to translate, or even go straight on like Bible Gateway or one of those where we can look at the original Hebrew, the original Greek translations, we can read it and understand it. I don't need spiritual eyes to read what the message is from the Bible. And then when we look at the Eastern Orthodox Church Fathers, when we look at Athanasius, Basil, Gregory, and so forth, they didn't even agree. So if they cannot come to a harmonious, consensus of what certain scriptures meant, why would I trust them any more than my own brain to read the words and understand what they mean? I score very high on reading comprehension tests, so I don't think I need spiritual eyes for this.
Well, first I would like you to elaborate on what you mean by the church fathers disagree with the interpretation of scripture, because there's a sense in which you can have freedoms of interpretation, but there's also doctrines that you have to believe in. The church fathers all agree on these doctrines, and if they didn't, then we just go on the consensus of the church and council. But with interpretations of scripture, there's multiple ways that you can interpret and read scriptures, and none of them are contradictory per se, but they can complement one another or just reflect a different meaning
They contradict
within the scripture itself.
They
Can you give me an example of a
definitely
contradiction?
What's the
Yeah.
church fathers' consensus on biblical slavery?
I personally haven't delved into that topic specifically, so I'm not gonna try to give an answer for something that I don't know, because I feel like that's not wise. But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that you could probably read their reflections on these things and see what they taught.
So is that something that you're aware of, though? Like, have you looked into that yourself?
I have. I'm not really like an expert on it. Like, I more study the philosophical stuff, so like Trinitarian relations, the incarnation, theosis.
Do you believe in the Trinitary, in the Trinity?
Yes, I do.
But your church fathers didn't all believe in the Trinity.
They did. They
No,
would
they
just.
didn't. No, they didn't. So they argued about this. He was I'm going to pronounce his name wrong because I'm horrible with Greek and Hebrew. Athanasius the big defender of
Athanasius?
the Trinity, yeah, that's him, was exiled 5 times for his belief in the Trinity.
Yes, by Arians
They
who
didn't agree.
so he was exiled by Arians because his Trinitarian doctrine encompassed his Christology, and Arians had a different Christology, which was heretical. So that's why the Council of Nicaea was convened to combat this heresy of Arianism.
Who
All right,
defines
let's.
what's heretical?
So the apostles did. So we believe that the apostles taught something,
Yeah, we have
and
no proof.
well, we actually within the Orthodox tradition, we don't just take the scripture, we also take the life of the church, and the life of the church started before scripture was written. So we have Charlie. Sorry, my cat was scratching my door.
That's okay.
So
I
we
figured
have
Charlie was to your cat and not like something in the Bible. I thought I didn't remember Charlie being in the Bible. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. But so we have this thing called divine liturgy, and divine liturgy is our our services, and it's built upon the doctrines that we believe in. And the divine liturgy was given by the apostles, and we have liturgies that were written by saints and stuff too, but the first divine liturgy was given by the apostles, and it encompassed all of these teachings.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Hey, chat, there are 36 of you in here right now, okay? And I don't want to do things like turn off the comments and stuff like that, but I have a goal of 100,000 likes in 3 hours. We've already been live for an hour and 15 minutes, and we're not close to that. We're not even halfway there. So I need you guys to start tapping the screen. You do it for everybody. Do you get too like hyper focused when I'm live or something and you forget to go? Listen, go get your toy out of this left-hand side drawer, second one down. Okay, and bring that over and just turn it on and set it on your screen, okay, and help me out here. Also, don't forget I have a gift goal this morning. I also have a subby goal. I know it's $10 now, but you know, what can I do? I don't make the rules. If you want to subscribe, do it. If you don't, I understand. It's very expensive, and we can't be subscribing to everybody at $10 a pop. That's crazy, TikTok. I don't know what you're thinking. But also share out the live. Please share it out. We want to get more people in here. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you for all you do. Don't forget, if I reach my gift goal, I'll stay live an extra hour just for you. Isaiah, I do want to go over some of the contradictions with you, though.
Hold on, Crystal. I just wanted to add that I think if there's one thing the church fathers could agree on, it's that y'all should be tapping the hell out of that screen and sharing it out.
Yes! That's what Jesus would do. He would tap. He would. And you don't want to be left behind. Tap. I don't know what that has to do with it, but just tap the screen, okay?
I don't know. Maybe we do, though. Heaven kind of sounds boring as fuck.
I know. I kind of don't want to leave. Okay, let's talk about some contradictions. Isaiah, can God be seen?
Well, so it depends on how you qualify the word God, because in the
Yahweh.
Bible, God, well, the term God is used differently. So
I mean him, Yahweh. That's the one I want. Can Yahweh be seen?
Yeah, but I'm trying to like get you to understand.
I know you're trying to do apologetics already, and I just want you to tell me, can he or can he not be seen? Because he is one, whether it's Jesus, the Holy Spirit, or him, the three are one according to your Trinity. So can God be seen?
In a qualified stance, yes.
So why does it say in John 1:18, no one has ever seen God? It is God, the only Son, who is close to the Father's heart, who has made him known.
Because in that sentence, God is referring to the Father, who's the arche of the Trinity.
Okay, so in Genesis 32:30, so Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, for I have seen God face to face. and my life is preserved.
That was a theophany. A theophany is an Old Testament manifestation of the Son. And we can actually
now you
look at
see, that's apologetics. He said he saw him face to face, and you're allowing some church father to go, let me schmooze this over a little bit so we could be in a little bit of denial here. But the Bible is really clear. He saw him face to face, and he was shocked that he survived.
Yeah,
that
but
is not something other than God himself. You guys are changing the words of the Bible, and that is totally, that's blasphemous to do that.
So the Jewish Targums actually translate the theophany specifically as memra, which is the word of God. And that's how the church fathers also interpret those things. So when
you're saying Genesis 32:30, the Hebrew is translated to the word of God and not God there?
Yes, if you read the Targum,
I'm going to look it up.
The Targum of Jonathan.
No, we're going to look at the original Hebrew, not just some other text. If you're going to say that this is what it originally meant, we're going to look at the original Hebrew and see if it meant God, Yahweh, not something else.
I'm granting
Hey,
that
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you
ahead,
I have to go. Can you drop me down? Can you kick me off?
Yeah. Trust,
I gotta go.
when are we live? Do you remember?
October 6th.
Okay, you guys, make sure you come back October 6th. Trust and I will be live together. Trust, thanks for coming up. Have a great day. I hope you guys
Bye,
are all
Trust.
following Trust. Say something in chat real quick if you can, Trust, so everybody can follow you. So let's look at the original Hebrew on 32:30.
Right, but what I was going to say was I'm granting that it's about God, but you have to use God in a qualitative way because
No,
you
you
can
don't. He said
Why?
face
the Son.
to face.
Yes.
It's his fucking face. It's not a fucking imaginary thing. I don't have to quantify it with anything. He said, I saw him face to face, and I'm still here to talk about it. And it's crazy to me that I survived. He's like, whoa. I
believe
saw
I
him.
believe all this. But what I'm
Then
telling
why are
you
you
is
acting
that-
like it's not the same thing?
so what I'm
Literally,
telling-
John is lying then when John says that nobody has seen the Father, that nobody has seen God.
So what I'm telling you is that a theophany is an Old Testament manifestation of God the Son.
No, it's not. Let's look at the Hebrew. The word used is Elohim, which usually means God singular when referring to Israel's deity. Panim, El Panim means literally face to face. Jacob explicitly says he saw God directly and lived, contradicting the later verse in John 1:18, which claimed no one has ever seen the Father. So you're going to have to clarify one of those because he saw him face to face. The Hebrew says it clearly. It is John who is lying. So clear up John for me because John is wrong.
Yeah, so I would just say again that it's not the Father being spoken about in that verse. It's an incarnation.
So you're just going to lie to yourself. That's okay. We do that
Well,
when we're Christians. We have cognitive dissonance. Okay, is
So
God
remember when I
of
brought
peace
up the
or
Targum?
war?
Huh?
Is God of peace or war?
Is God a God of peace or war?
Yeah.
I would say it's not an either or, it's a both and.
Oh, so when he says something, we don't have to believe it. We could say, well, you're kind of both because we don't have to believe what you say.
Well, I can say I'm a man of peace and I'm a man of war if it calls for it.
How can you be a man of peace and a man of war, Isaiah? That's totally contradictory. Like, do you not even get that you just said a contradiction? You cannot be of peace and of war. You cannot. Those two are very contradictory. If you go to war, immediately you are no longer for peace.
That's not entirely true because you can go to war in the name of peace.
No, you can't.
So if a group of people...
You can defend yourself against another group of people. You cannot go to war for peace. That is a lie that fucking pew pew manufacturers have told the world so that you guys will buy more pew pews and go to war more. War and peace are two different things completely. One, there is no pew pews. One, there is pew pews.
That's a false dichotomy. So
No, it's not. If I have a peaceful protest, do I have pew pews?
that's a false analogy.
It's
So
not a false analogy. Oh my God. Wait, Fluffy, Seth, are these false dichotomies and false analogies? I really need to know. Like, and I do trust you guys. Am I doing something to be trickster here or something?
What do the church fathers say?
Seth, stop. Fluffy, what about you? Do you think I said something that was like a false dichotomy or analogy?
No, I think you just want a straight answer, and he keeps wanting to dance around it and not give you a straight up and down responsive. Like, I mean, you cannot. It's not a peaceful protest. Like, you can protest peacefully, but once you hit somebody, it's no
Bring
longer
pew
peaceful.
pews. It's not a peaceful protest anymore. If I show up with a bunch of armed guards and everything with me, that nobody is going to go, oh, she had a peaceful protest. The minute I show up with pew pews, it's no longer peaceful.
It's like you
I don't
can't
have to do anything with them.
Like, you can't be a vegetarian, but then once a week you go to McDonald's and have a Big Mac. That's not.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Okay, it says in 1 Corinthians 14:33, for God is a God not of disorder, but of peace. And then again, Exodus 15:3, the Lord is a warrior. The Lord is his name. So he's either a warrior ready for battle or he's a God of peace. He cannot be both. The false dichotomy is not there when I present you with peaceful protest versus violent protest. That is exactly the same thing. You cannot be a both. But we'll move on to another one. So that's two that you've tried to explain away instead of sitting with it and going, wow, wait a minute. Maybe this really is another contradiction. We're going to go to three. I only have 5 here, but there are hundreds, if not thousands. Okay, we're going to go to number 3. How did Judas die?
So the death of Judas, I will grant that I don't particularly know because it says he was hanged, but then it says
it's a contradiction, huh?
But what I do know is that the explanation is that he hanged and then his body fell when he was hanged.
That can't be.
So I'm just telling you what the explanation is.
I know, you're giving me apologetics instead of using your brain. And I want you to stop doing apologetics and start using your brain. Once you go, okay, is there a reason why somebody in the church would have a good, would there be a reason that they would be biased and tell me the wrong thing? Would there be a reason why the church themselves would lie to me? And if you can say, well, yeah, obviously there would be. They would want me to stay a member. They would want to keep collecting money. There is a lot of control when it comes to the church and stuff. Okay, maybe let me step out of that for a minute and go, all right, here's what the church says. Now let me see what I think over here without using any church apologetics, but just my common sense. Let's read the story of Judas. And everybody in chat, you can give me one in the chat if you end up thinking that this is a contradiction. Matthew 27:5. Throwing down the pieces of silver in the temple, he departed, and he went and hanged himself. Acts 1:18. Now this man acquired a field with the reward of his wickedness, and falling headlong, he burst open in the middle, and all his bowels gushed out. So in the first one, he throws down the silver, and then he hangs himself. And in this one, he falls headlong, bursts open, and gushes out. What are you talking about? Those are nowhere near the same story, and there's no way you can make them be the same story.
I would argue that it's impossible to fall headfirst from a hanging position.
Yeah.
Like, you would just drop straight down if that was the case. Like, feet first, not head first. And there's a whole thing where, like, the fields were different names, and who buys the field are different.
I'm going to look those up, too, because the whole stories are different, and you're just apologizing them away instead of going, you know what, those are different stories. And I can just be honest and say that, hey, maybe whoever wrote Acts didn't have the full story, or whoever wrote John, but instead you're going to go, no, but he could have just fell off of the rope and then his bowels just gushed out for no reason, which would be ridiculous because that's not how bowels work.
Well, I granted that I personally like don't know, and I just said like, but this is the explanation for it.
I know, but you're going to accept the explanation instead of sit with it. Matthew 27, 6-7 says, but the chief priests, taking the pieces of silver, said, it is not lawful to put them into the treasury, since they are blood money. After conferring together, they used them to buy the potter's field as a place to bury foreigners. But in Acts 1:18, it says, now this man acquired a field with the reward of his wickedness. So who bought the field?
The Pharisees.
But he did.
With Judas's money, yes, because they couldn't take it back.
No. It's in one time it says he bought it, and in the other verse it says they bought it.
In his name,
what was
yes.
the field called? No, they didn't. It never says in his name. You guys add that. You add that because you want to go, see, it kind of was like Judas bought it because they bought it in his name. But that's not what the verses say. One says he bought it, and one says they bought it. Here we go. Matthew 27:8. For this reason, that field has been called the field of blood to this day. That's what they say, okay? Acts 1:19. So the field was called in their language a Kodama. That is field of blood. So what? Wait, I thought there was both call it field of blood, but for different reasons. Oh, one is for the blood money, and one is because Judas died gruesomely. So was it because of the blood money, or Judas died gruesomely? Happy Rapture Day, Baldy.
I don't know.
All right, those are more contradictions, and there's more. How many animals are in the ark?
I'm not aware that they give a specific number.
Well, they don't give a specific number, but they do say this. Genesis 6:19 says, and of every living thing of all flesh you shall bring 2 of every kind into the ark, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female. But then in Genesis 7:2 it says, take with you 7 pairs of all clean animals, the male and its mate, and a pair of the animals that are not clean, the male and its mate.
What verses did you say those were?
Genesis 6:19 and Genesis 7:2.
Doesn't that kind of screw over all the whales?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
I like it that all of the fish and stuff survived, even though that would be like absolutely impossible if all the water mixed together, fresh water and sea, they couldn't survive in that. And yet they somehow survived.
What did they do with the bugs? Like, they have ancient terrariums for all the insects
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
everything.
And some of, like, I don't know. And where did they put all the food for all of the animals? And where did they put all the poop for all of the animals?
I don't
How
know.
did anybody breathe with a
With the
boat
door
filling
and the
up
window
with
closed up.
farts like
Right?
over a
The
year?
methane. Oh my God. It would have been horrible.
Didn't it have just like one tiny little window too?
Yeah, and they closed it. They don't open that window, Seth, until they look for land. So the entire time the window is closed. So what?
Yeah.
How the hell are you breathing? You can't. Come on now. There were not two of every Australian spider, I tell you that. And yes, the whales, laugh out loud. Jermaine Event said over on YouTube. So, what do you think about that? How many animals did they bring on that?
I don't know. I'll have to look into this stuff.
There's
Because like I said,
plenty more.
I don't usually study like this kind of stuff. I usually study the philosophy and stuff.
What good is the
No.
philosophy if where we learn about the God and what is supposedly his holy scripture is just a bunch of bullshit?
I would agree, but like
What
I
is
said,
your philosophical view on it? Do you have like a philosophical stance like this proves God philosophically? Do you run the tag argument or something?
no, I don't. I don't run tag, no. Because I think that there's theoretically a way to ground transcendentals in reality without the usage of God, I think.
How can
Because
you
I've seen
ground transcendentals?
Hmm?
How do you ground transcendentals?
So I remember watching this debate, and this atheist, he had a really good argument. He kind of based it on the premise of the scientific method, where the scientific method wasn't really something that was invented, but it was discovered, but it didn't need to be grounded in anything. It was just based on observation and stuff. I can't remember the specific details of the argument that he made, but it was really interesting, and it convinced me that in an atheistic worldview, you could ground transcendentals in such a way that it doesn't require a God to exist.
Okay, hang on.
While you're looking for something, Crystal, can I ask Isaiah, what, like, does this stuff matter to you? I know that you say like you don't normally study the scripture in this way, and you see it more as a philosophical thing. But if this doesn't matter to you, why? And like, because I kind of feel like it probably should. If there are all these issues that Crystal's been pointing out, and these are just a handful of examples of many, many more that we could send you. How is that not an issue for you?
I would say that just because I'm personally ignorant of the answer or the reasoning doesn't mean that there isn't one. So I generally go about that with everything. Like, I'm not going to assume that just because I don't know something, that means that automatically the opposite is true.
Sure, but I mean, when we're pointing out like objective contradictions to you, and I understand there are certain things that you might have to look into more, but Crystal's reading it to you. Like, this is plain. There's not really any studying to be done to excuse this.
Well, I'd have to look at the context, and I would also have to look into how the various Jewish sects interpreted these things, how the fathers interpret these things, because
Why do you need to know how other people interpret these things when you have reading comprehension?
because I don't just believe that Christianity is an isolated religion where it's just you and your Bible.
So why do you
Okay,
why do you
let's
need
go
all
back
this
to
other extraneous?
because
I
the
don't
Bible
understand.
itself is very contradictory and inaccurate, Seth. So if he goes and finds outside sources, he can find confirmation bias, and therefore he can stay indoctrinated. It's a very
Yeah.
simple process, really. But I want to talk about these transcendental. Science requires testability. For something to count as scientific, it needs to be observable, measurable, and falsifiable. By definition, transcendentals that are outside of time, space, and nature can't be observed or measured. So I don't understand how using the scientific method can help, except that some argue that science proposes transcendental things like logic, mathematics, or uniformity of nature. But I don't believe that those things are transcendental. Are you saying that logic and math are transcendental and therefore God?
That's not what I said. I said I don't run tag.
No, I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. No, nope. I didn't say anything about tag either. These were you said that somebody had brought up how transcendentals could be grounded using the scientific method. So now I'm bringing up the scientific method and what?
As an example, he brought up the scientific method. It wasn't that he grounded
right,
them.
And I'm saying why he. Okay, so what do we ground them in?
As I stated previously, I don't remember the details of what he said, but I remember it convincing me.
So why do you believe in them? Why is it convincing you if you can't even remember? Let me tell you something. When my mind gets convinced of something, I know book, chapter, and verse. I know author. I know dates. I know all of it because you've convinced me to change my mind about something. And I want to remember, especially something as important as this. Like, I would remember why transcendentals were grounded if that was the thing that changed my mind and made me go, now that is why I believe. But you don't even remember.
Well, like I said, it can.
Pink pasta, what do you mean? What am I talking like? What are you talking about, pink pasta? I'm sorry, I talk with my hands and I use a little, emotions or whatever. Pink pasta, you really need to go have some 420 and then go do some yoga and relax. Everybody's having a good conversation up here this morning. I'm sorry, go ahead, Isaiah.
Like I said, it convinced me that in an atheistic worldview, there is a possibility of grounding transcendentals in something that is not God. But I'm not an atheist. I just remember thinking like, okay, yeah, this is a good argument against the idea that transcendentals can only be grounded in God.
Okay, I don't believe that transcendentals can be grounded in anything. I have not seen anything yet that grounds transcendentals. I don't think you can be outside space and time.
That's fair.
I think that in order to create, for instance, that takes time. There's a before state, there's a present, and there's an after something is created, right? So, for instance, if I'm going to go make myself a cup of coffee right now, right? We have the before state. There's no coffee in my cup, right? And then I make the coffee, and now I have coffee. Those are all time. Even if I do it with the blink of my eye.
Well, yeah, but that's not how transcendentals would operate.
That's how creation operates.
We would perceive
people believe creators are outside of time and space, and they can't be. Is my point.
Obviously, I would disagree with that, but I don't think that there's any.
To back up your argument.
I don't think that there's any rational reason to believe that it has to be within time.
Can I ask a random question?
I just told you why. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait.
No,
what?
I just didn't think that your point was rational.
Really? Exactly. Okay, tell me what's irrational. Don't just walk away. Don't just go from there. You got to tell me what about that statement was irrational. That before there's no coffee, then there's a process of making coffee, and then I have coffee. How is that irrational?
Because of the fact that you're presupposing time has to exist before you
No,
take
I'm
action.
saying those
He's
are
just talking
time.
about coffee.
Like we're beings bound by time. So you're just presupposing that onto like
No,
any,
I'm saying that
I don't want to say
any
God, but
amount
like
of
any action
creation
outside of that.
takes time. You cannot, literally, we use words to describe the time that it takes to create. There is a before, there is a now, and there is an after. Every single time something is created. Tell me one item that has been created where time did not pass to create it.
Well, I wouldn't say that there was. I would just say that it happened simultaneously.
And there was a before, right?
That would be eternity, yes. Eternity isn't measured by
So
time.
that's time. Time passed. Whether it happened in the blink of an eye, there was time. There was time before it existed, and then it existed, and there was after it existed. Those are
Hang on.
all measurements of time.
Didn't Genesis take 7 days or 6 days?
Yes.
That's defined.
Time.
That's a defined amount of time. That's
Yeah,
even
that's
the Bible
time.
says it took time.
But like I said, creation and time would be in creation. Like time would be a creation.
No.
So at
You
creation
cannot create time.
and time, well, that's you
God
presupposing.
could not create
an
time.
atheist.
No, I'm not presupposing. I just proved it to you, and you have yet to give me a solid argument for why what I'm saying is not right. You have just said, nope, time would have been created. Then there was a time before there was time, then there was time, and there was after. Oh, that means there was time when there was time, when they created time. That doesn't make sense. Do you not hear what you're saying?
Okay, so our concept of time would have been to address Fluffy Dragon. Yes, Genesis was in time. Nobody disputes this. We're not saying that Genesis happened outside of time. What I said was the creation of the universe would have happened where time was created simultaneously.
Can't. I just explained why.
Well, I'm addressing her claim that Genesis happened in time, and I'm saying that it doesn't really contradict anything.
Well, why wouldn't that be in the Bible too? Why wouldn't God created the universe be in the Bible too?
Him creating time is not in the Bible. That is that's
like, why bother talking about the creation of the world and not the universe?
It's the creation of
it takes time to create time. Exactly.
Yes,
I want to.
The creation of the universe.
Yeah, he doesn't say time though. He does not say he created time. Imagine you have a circle of toys. Every toy was given to you by another toy in the circle. You keep asking, who made this toy? But every answer is another toy. You never find the first toy that wasn't made by something else. Now think about everything in the world, trees, plants, people, animals. If everything was created by something else, there would always be a who made this question. But something has to be the very first thing that has never created, because otherwise there'd be an endless chain with no start. That first thing is sometimes called God or a necessary being. Oh, hey, LG Raiders, welcome in. It doesn't need a creator because it always existed. Everything else depends on it, but it depends on nothing. If everything was made by something else, we'd never get to the first thing, so there has to be something that was never made. And that's not what I asked this. I don't know why it gave me this. I'm sorry. I want to go back to time. I don't understand how you can't see that creation itself takes time. Even God says it takes time. He never claimed that he created time. He said that he created the universe. He said he created all the heavenly hosts. He created everything in heaven and earth, but he never claims that he created time. That is something that Christians add in.
Well, that's not just Christians. That's
Can you?
any theist is gonna say that
I'm
God
sorry.
is
That's
outside of it. Any theist is gonna say that God is outside of the bounds of space and time.
no. I actually know many, many theists that do not believe God is outside of time.
That's not
I know
God.
many theists.
That's not God.
That's not your God, Isaiah. What are you talking about? People believe in God in different ways. You do know that, don't you?
I do, but that doesn't mean that it's.
Frankly, with all honesty, I know 100% that your God doesn't exist. 100%, there's no doubt in my mind that Yahweh, Jesus, not real. But you're sitting here saying somebody else who doesn't think like you is not thinking of God right, and that is so naive of you, and it's so very young, a very young thing to say. Like I would have said similar when I was your age, but now that I'm older, I realize the concept of God is so far-reaching. There are people who believe that God is literally everything, Isaiah, everything, even your shit. Okay, they believe that with all their heart. They do. There are other people who, believe that there is only one God and his name is Yahweh, even though that God believed in other gods. And so to say that that's not God because they don't believe he's out of space and time, that's ridiculous. Because you haven't shown me anywhere in the Bible where it says God says he created time. It's just something you believe. There's no way you can prove that he's outside of time. And there's every way I can prove that you need time to create. You cannot create without it. There's a before, a present, and an after on every single form of creation throughout eternity. And you can't prove any different. And yet you're saying that they're the ones who are thinking wrong. That's wild to me. Hey, Nick, how are you today?
Oh, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm
Hi,
good.
Nick.
Hey, how's it going?
The other night I fell asleep on the couch and I woke up to, I think it was Crystal's live. Somebody was live and you were up there and I was like, I thought I was watching an old stream because I had not seen you in so long. I was so confused. Welcome back.
And it's so funny because I've been creeping in the background right on my alt profiles, and I've been watching your workout videos, your progress videos. Proud of you. You're doing great.
Thank you.
How have the conversations been so far? I had to run out for a bit.
We're trying to figure out what the church fathers think about everything, pretty much.
I don't think they thought much of anything, to be honest, except for world domination, power, and control.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. The legit is legit.
So, in all seriousness, though, Isaiah, how do you go from nothing to something without any time passing at all, 0 nanoseconds?
That's why I said it was a simultaneous action. Because
It's
I
not.
agree with
You can't
I
have
agree
it
with you.
simultaneous. You can't. You can't go from nothing to something simultaneously. I can't. Otherwise, we would then believe the thing always existed.
No, that would be eternal creation.
I gotta
So
drop,
saying that
but
something
thanks
Okay,
for having
sir.
me up, Crystal.
Bye,
Love
sir.
Thanks
you.
for coming
Good
up.
to
I
see
love
you,
you.
Nick.
Good to see
Love
you
you.
too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Where does this simultaneous thing come from?
well, I'm granting that creation takes place in time. Like I already agree with this. I agree
Well,
that
you haven't said that yet.
motion is an act of time.
So God didn't create time. He had to have already time existing in order for him to create. And that's why he tells you how long it took him to create. He's telling you it took him time. And he's telling you what he did with that time. He never once said, and I created time. He said, I took time. I took time to create. It took me 7 days. That's the time.
I agree that creation takes time. Like I said, motion is an act of time. Motion is like a measurement of time. But I disagree with your conclusion that it has to be like things have to be explicitly stated for them to be true within the Bible. Like I said, I'm not a Bible only person.
Right. And I'm not a church fathers person because most of them were vile people who didn't agree with each other, and some of them literally got in fist fights. So I would listen to them like I would listen to the deacons of a church right now. It holds no meaning to me to listen to a bunch of men who never listened to a woman in their life, who couldn't handle a woman's voice, tell me what I need to understand about the Bible. Mansplaining is something I don't need. I don't need that.
I do have a question for Isaiah. Like, do you believe the Bible is literal?
I believe that there are literal historical aspects to the Bible, but I also believe that there are allegorical aspects, and there are things that are not necessarily meant to be taken literal.
How do you know what those are?
Just based on context, writing style, like there's different types of writings within the Bible.
So different authors? It varies from author to author?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say, like I said, there's different writing styles in the Bible. So like there's like biographies, historical books, poetry, things like this.
Do you think the flood happened?
I'm more that it was probably most likely a localized flood based on the archaeological evidence that we have in the area.
So it's not literal. So the flood's not literal, even though it's historical. It's stating a historical thing that happened. That's not literal.
I never said it wasn't literal. I just said that it would, in my mind, it's most likely a localized flood.
So it's not literal, because it says the whole world was flooded in the Bible.
Yeah, the Bible also uses the whole world in a lot of contexts, in a lot of ways when it's describing literal events that happened, but it's only encompassing that area.
But it doesn't say that. It doesn't say, it says the entire world to the tallest mountain was flooded.
Yeah, like I said, the Bible will describe literal events and say that it happened to the whole world, but it's just confined to that localized area.
But the
this is a concept in all ancient writings.
The tallest mountain is a very specific statement. Like,
yeah, it's just like an exaggeration, right? We can say that a real event happened and then like give it emphasis.
How do you know Jesus' story wasn't an exaggeration then?
Because even atheistic scholars agree that Jesus existed. We have writings within
so let's
Jewish
say
sources that talk about how
Wait. I don't want to go off the flood yet. And we'll get back to that. Okay, I want to stay on the flood for a second. So, in Genesis 6:17 says, I'm going to bring a flood of waters on the earth to destroy all flesh, in which is the breath of life under heaven. Everything that is on the earth shall perish. You believe that meant only the local people. We'll give him a second. You guys keep tapping the screen. We're only at 23,000 likes. Come on. What are you doing? Go down a monster. Come on. Give me the love, y'all. Give me the love. And don't forget, I have a gift goal. If we reach our gift goal, I will stay live an extra hour. We're going to be alive for 1 more hour. But if we reach the gift goal, it'll be 2.
Yeah.
Isaiah, did you hear me?
While he's away, like, I'll shut up when he comes back. But the flood was one of those. Okay, I'll shut up.
Isaiah, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, I asked you a question. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I said I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Can you repeat yourself?
Oh, okay. In Genesis 6:17, it says, I am going to bring a flood of waters on the earth to destroy all flesh, in which is the breath of life under heaven. Everything that is on earth shall perish. So you believe God meant really just your local area is going to be flooded and only you guys are going to unalive. He didn't mean the whole earth and everything under heaven.
Yeah, so I guess you didn't hear me when I responded to this, but I said that I don't think that within the time period given that the whole earth would have had time to populate, so that's why I believe that it would have been like a localized flood.
Oh, trust me that 8,000 years ago, the earth was populated. What ancient Israelites likely believe. Scholars think that most ancient Near Eastern cultures, including the Israelites, saw the world as a flat disk covered by a dome of sky surrounded by water. So when Genesis says the whole world, it probably meant the entire known world to them. They really thought it was the whole world. So they did. So just so we know where the history is, okay? Early church fathers were divided. Some, like Augustine, took it literally. They believed the flood covered the entire earth. Others, like Origen, leaned toward moral theological reading, seeing the flood as universal to the known world, not necessarily global. They didn't have modern geography, so whole earth was understood in terms of human civilization that they knew. So even since the beginning of these writings, y'all can't agree. Nobody can agree with what this Bible is saying. And that alone leads me to believe that there is no God, because if God did exist and he was perfect, then he would also be a perfect communicator. And he wouldn't tell us stories that leave us still confused in 2025. Now you guys can go ahead and talk about whatever you were talking about, Nick.
Can I respond to your point about Augustine and Origin real quick? So, do you remember in the beginning when I said that there are points where you're free to have interpretation?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't matter if they disagreed or not.
I mean, it doesn't matter to you guys. It matters to us because we realize the inconsistencies in your entire religion. We realize that the very people who you claim that you go to for guidance on what the Bible says didn't even agree, and sometimes went to fistfights over what they did or did not believe. We realize that this whole thing sounds as silly and as magical and just wild as any other mythology from that time period. The problem is you see all the rest of it as mythology, but for some reason you hold on to this. No matter, even if it has all the same characters of all the other mythology. Contradictions, inaccuracies, exaggerations, same thing that all mythology all over the world has, but you will hold on to this.
And if you don't have the correct interpretation, which is why we have 40,000 denominations of Christianity, that means you guys don't really know what you're actually supposed to believe. And that creates a problematic atmosphere.
A perfect God would be a perfect communicator.
Well, the 40,000 denominations thing doesn't affect me because I'm Eastern Orthodox. We have a specific set of doctrines.
It does affect you.
It doesn't affect me.
What it does, I'm telling you why it affects you. Okay, listen. It affects you because it makes your belief far less viable to the rest of us. Do you understand that? We go, oh, there's about 45,000 now. There's 45,000 different denominations, and you think yours is right because you think yours is the oldest. Catholics think theirs is right because they think theirs is really the oldest. And we all sit here going, who cares? None of you, look it, when Jesus was alive, he prayed to God. What did he pray to him? Not the part where he said, you know, if this cup can pass me. Not that part. He prayed another prayer. Do you remember what he prayed?
Are you talking about
He
the?
said, God, if it be your will, make them all one, like you and I are one. Okay? And you aren't. There's 45,000 denominations. And I can get two Christians from the same church up here, and you two won't agree. And that's a problem, because what it tells us is that because there's so many inconsistencies, so many contradictions, so many inaccuracies in this book, you guys can't agree. And so that tells us that the whole thing is preposterous.
And
And you find every other religious thing preposterous, it's just yours you hold true to.
And
even
the
though it has the
Orthodox
same characteristics.
and the Orthodoxy of today is not the same as the original branch of Christianity. If you went back and time traveled 2,000 years ago, they wouldn't have a clue what the hell you were talking about, because it was not the same thing that we have today at all. Because they didn't have an established Bible that had been changed from year to year to year to year for hundreds of years. They didn't have any of that, so they wouldn't even know you. They wouldn't claim you as a Christian because you're not an OG Christian. Like, Orthodox seems to think they're the OG Christian. They are not. And back then, you had the Proto-Orthodoxy, you had the Gnostics, you had the Marcionites, and you had the Adoptionists. Christianity was never a monolith because it came from the belief system of Serapis Christos, whom you probably don't even know because you didn't live 2,000 years ago. You have no idea what was going on back then. So to claim that you have any special privilege just because you are Orthodox, it means shit in the grand scale of time, because they wouldn't know you or what the hell you were talking about. You'd go back in time with your doctrines today, they might actually crucify you as a heretic because they wouldn't have any clue what you're talking about. So Orthodoxy, Catholics, they need to stop saying that, hey, we're the originals, because you're not. Not even close.
Isaiah, I have a genuine question, and I'm not trying to pile on you, and I don't want you to feel like you're getting piled on. Why keep the book at this point? Like, if there's no single point you can definitively defend, why not just go, I believe in God, and that's the end of it?
Because, like I said, just because I don't know an answer to something doesn't mean that there isn't an answer to something, and I don't take my ignorance as the ultimate authority of knowledge.
That's good. I think that's good. I don't think that ignorance of something means the opposite. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's a lot of things I'm very ignorant about. I grew up in Southern California and went to public school in the 70s and 80s. And as you guys know, our public school system sucks. So we didn't learn a lot about history, geography, math, all the very important things you're supposed to learn about. We did not. Okay, and so I'm having to educate myself now. And by the way, if you too would like to educate yourself, the Khan Academy has an app. It's all free. You can learn all kinds of stuff you didn't learn in high school on the Khan Academy app. I have a question over at YouTube for you panelists. Who's to say he hasn't perfectly communicated exactly what he wanted us to know? Laugh out loud. I feel like the specifics of the flood isn't that big of a deal. Well, I'm just going to repeat to you what I heard from Can Ham, okay? Ken Ham. Did I call him Canned Ham? Because I call him that sometimes. I'm sorry. Ken Ham said, if Genesis is the foundation of the Christian religion, because without the covenant, without the Exodus, without the covenant on Mount Sinai, without all that, there is no Christianity, then if Genesis is wrong, why believe anything in the book? It is wrong. So why believe anything in the book? I mean, obviously there are some places that are true places, and there are some people who actually existed, but most of them didn't do or say the things that are said in this book. Herod never unalived children. There is nowhere in our history ever that he did that. And any king Herod did that, by the way. And yet we still believe that silly story from the Bible. But that's why. That would be why.
Thank you for the gifties, you guys. I didn't notice that. Meanwhile, y'all keep double tapping that screen, sharing it out to at least 5 friends or more into your Discords. Even if you don't have a Discord or something, copy the link button and good to go. And don't forget, let's get those gift goals going.
I need to run too, but thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Fluffy, thanks for coming up. It was so good talking to you today. Really nice getting to meet you like this. Come up anytime. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, was there anything else you two wanted to discuss or talk about? You guys were talking about Jesus for a second, and I interrupted you to go take you back to the flood. But I forgot what you were saying about Matthew, Mark, I don't remember.
If not everything in the Bible can be taken literal, and there's a lot of embellishment, then how do we know that a lot of Jesus and the supernatural abilities he had wasn't also embellishment? Like, what gives Christians and all 40,000 denominations the ability to pick and choose what they're going to believe and what they're not going to believe? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
That's what I'm saying too. I don't get it. If God's goal was really that none should perish, why wasn't he just better at communicating? It's so fucking basic. Just fucking say what you fucking mean. Don't make it so we need fucking church fathers, 1,200 different, first of all, why the fuck would you put your Bible in only one language in the beginning? Why? Yeah, the rapture brought Nick Graves back. That's what happens. That's what happens when it's a rapture. You get demons that come back.
Technically, with the rapture is the return of the Antichrist. So, hi everybody. I'm back.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, that is just the best.
I'm about to put y'all through 7 years of hell, just so you know. Heads up.
The scriptures address every philosophical question, according to Jerry Mystic over on YouTube. He says, let's read John 7:10 through 16. So give me a second, I'll pull that up. Is it John or first? Okay, it is John. Okay, let me pull that up. Let's see what YouTube has to say. 7:10 through 16. Every philosophical question is answered in the Bible. Okay? All right, here we go. But after his brothers had gone to it's so funny that this guy wants me to read this. This is totally a story about Jesus being a liar. Why is YouTube pointing out this is my favorite lie that Jesus ever told. I love this story so much. I call it the Hannah Montana story about Jesus, okay? Okay, but after his brothers had gone to the festival, then he also went. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. We're going to go back to 7, verse 1, okay? After this, Jesus went about in Galilee. He did not wish to go about in Judea because the Jews were looking for an opportunity to unalive him. It says ancient authorities read was not of liberty. So after this, Jesus went into Galilee. He was not of liberty to go about in Judea. Okay. Now the Jewish festival of booths, and there is a note on that too, was near. So I don't think it was important. Now the Jewish festival of booths was near. So His brothers said to him, "Leave here and go to Judea, so that your disciples also may see the works you are doing. For no one who wants to be what? So, for no one who wants to be widely known acts in secret. If you do these things, show yourself to the world." For not even his brothers believed in him. Jesus said to them, "My time has not yet come, but your time is always here. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I testify against it that its works are evil." So even his own brothers didn't believe him. Okay, go to the festival yourselves. I am not going to the festival, to this festival, for my time has not fully come. So his time to show off all his magic tricks has not come yet. So he's not going to go to the festival because he doesn't want to show everybody his magic tricks because they're not ready for it, okay? After seeing this, he remained in Galilee. Verse 10, but after his brothers had gone to the festival, then he also went, not publicly, but as it were in secret. So he did like a Hannah Montana change, costume change. And then he went to the festival. So he lied to them and said, "I'm not going to the festival." And then as soon as they left, he was like, changed his costume and then went to the festival to hang out and eat some popcorn.
I wasn't aware that perfect people lied. That's wild. Hey, Isaiah, just so you know, if you're out of the app too long, it'll boot you automatically, which I don't know if that's what you're hoping for, but yeah, there we go.
Oh, my fault. I was
That's okay.
texting someone.
I don't know why that passage was supposed to teach me about philosophy, but I didn't learn anything philosophical there. Maybe somebody can explain to me, Jerry Mystic, maybe you could explain to me what I was supposed to learn there. Was that about philosophy? Was I supposed to learn about philosophy? There's a passage that says that one day to God is 1,000 years for mankind. Yeah, it's a very specific passage. It doesn't mean that every time the word day is used in the Bible, it's 1,000 years. Okay? That's not what it means. It also says 1,000 years is like a day. Y'all never flip that verse, do you? You got to flip it. Do the Uno reverse card on it, okay? Because it's also the other way around.
It's basically metaphor saying God can wait forever, we can't. Right. It's metaphorical. Why they take that so literal is really weird, but.
And they only really want to take it literal in one place, and that's Genesis. When it says Jesus was in the tomb for 3 days, they don't go, "Well, he was really there 3,000 years, y'all." They don't do that. Okay? Megan, I'm not your grandma, but I am a grandma. Did you think that would insult me by calling me grandma? It's actually my favorite title I've ever had in my life. I wear it as a crown. But, maybe you feel bad about your age. Do you look really old for your age or something? Do you have some insecurity issues?
I mean, if she was born in 86, she's the same age as me.
Yeah, I think she's feeling kind of, insecure about herself, and she decided to come in and be mean to somebody to make herself feel better. I hope you felt better now. I hope by trying to insult me, you feel better about your life.
You a dude or neither? It's AI
generated. It's all AI generated. I am AI generated.
And she's also wouldn't be a girl. She's a grown-ass woman because I'm sure she long graduated from high school and
It's really sad though to be 40, and be so insecure. Are you that insecure at your current age, Megan?
I mean, I am a little bit. There was a woman at Walmart who thought I was my niece's grandmother, and I'm not even 40 yet, and so I coped by buying a box of hair dye to hide my grays. So.
Oh, this is Tux. You can see he doesn't want to be up here, but he was bugging me to pet him, but he doesn't want to be on my lap.
I was hoping there'd be more dinosaurs during the Velociraptor.
Oof, now I have hair all up my nose. Cat hair.
38 followers must be someone important.
Juiced, you're wrong. The reason why, okay, this is from YouTube. It says, lady, host. Jesus said, I'm not going to the festival for it's not my time yet to come. He didn't lie. He went later. That's not what he said. I read the context. He said it wasn't his time to show off all his magic tricks, okay? I read the context. He wasn't talking about wasn't his time to go to the festival. He said, I'm not going to go to the festival and show off because, you know, it's not my time to show off yet. Lady, host. Like, I don't know why they can't just call me Crystal. It's really weird to me, too, when I'm watching Born Again Atheists, how the mogs will be like, what's your name? What do I call you? I'm not going to call you Born Again. What's your name? Like, what? Just call her Born Again. We have to call you guys stupid stuff like Chud 409 720. Like, what the fuck? Like, just call me what I picked for myself. What is wrong with you?
You know, and in that dude's defense, though, who shows up for a party at 5 p.m. when you know you're supposed to be there no earlier than 9? Like, come on, that's when the party gets started.
Okay, I gotta reread this for Juice because you're right, Juice. It doesn't say magic tricks, okay? But listen clearly now, Juice. I'm gonna reread it for you. After this, Jesus went about in Galilee. He did not wish to go about in Judea because the Jews were looking for an opportunity to unalive him. Now the Jewish festival of booths was near. So his brothers said to him, leave here and go to Judea so that your disciples also may see the works you are doing. Those would be the magic tricks I'm talking about, okay? For no one who wants to be widely known acts in secret. If you do these things, the magic tricks, okay? Show yourself to the world, for not even his brothers believed him because his brothers hadn't seen any magic tricks, okay? Jesus said to them, my time has not yet come, but your time will always be here. Meaning it's not time to do the magic tricks, okay? No, I'll do whatever I want, Juiced. If you don't like it, scroll on by, okay? My time is not yet come, but your time is always here. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I testify against it, that its works are evil. Go to the festival yourself. I am not going. He doesn't say, I'm going to go later. He doesn't say, it's not my time to go to the festival. He says, I am not going to this festival, for my time has not yet fully come. And he's talking about the end, okay? After saying this, he remained in Galilee. But after his brothers had gone to the festival, then he also went, because he was a liar. He was doing a little Hannah Montana. My favorite, my favorite Jesus lying story. All right, do you guys want to play another little Bible roulette game with me?
Sure.
Can you see my tabs?
On and off. On and off.
Okay, you see them now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you see how they're all different colors?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Isaiah can play this game too if you want. You're going to pick a color. Here are the colors. And people can pick in chat too while we wait for more Christians. If you're a Christian, guest box is open. Come on up. We want to know. Did you get left behind? We have purple, lavender, pink, light blue, dark blue, lime green, sage green, light green, red, and orange. Anybody want to pick a color?
Orange.
I was gonna say lime green, but Crystal.
Okay, we'll go lime green first.
Well,
lime.
you can do orange first, because Crystal, Nick, I have to go. But
Oh,
it was nice talking to you. I will look into
Isaiah
with the things
was
that you
nice
said.
talking.
They didn't just go in one ear and out the other, like it probably seemed like. I will take what you said into consideration. I'll look into it.
You're welcome back anytime, Isaiah. You've been lovely to talk to. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if there is a rapture, I hope that you get raptured if that's what you want. And if you don't want, I hope you get left behind with us.
Well, I doubt there's going to be one, but I hope you guys have a nice rest of your
All
night.
right. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So what color did you want, Nick? Because he's gone and he picked lime green.
I think
Orange?
I said orange. I think.
All right, let's go orange. This tab reads punish innocent. And the tab right next to it says God babies. Oh, that's not a good one. Not a good one. If you're a Christian or a believer of the God of the Bible, the guest box is open. I'm going to be live for about a half hour or more unless I reach my gift goal. If I reach my gift goal, I will stay live for another hour. But yeah, if you're a Christian or a believer of the God of the Bible, come up and talk to us. Did you get left behind? What do you think about the rapture? Tell us all the things. And if you're a non-believer and you want to come up and tell us left behind stories, rapture stories, or, you know, just anything like that, come on up. Let's talk about the rapture today. All right, here we go. It's everybody's favorite story, and mine, Bathsheba's child dies. In 2 Samuel chapter 12, we are going to be starting at verse 16 through 19. The Lord struck the child that Uriah's wife bore to David, and it became very ill. David therefore pleaded with God for the child. David fasted and went and lay all night on the ground. The elders of his house stood beside him, urging him to rise from the ground, but he would not, nor did he eat food with them. On the seventh day, the child died. And the servants of David's were afraid to tell him that the child was dead, for they said, while the child was still alive, we spoke to him and he did not listen to us. How then can we tell him the child is dead? He may do himself some harm. But when David saw that his servants were whispering together, he perceived that the child was dead. And David said to his servants, is the child dead? They said, he is dead. How many times can we say dead in one paragraph? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, right.
They're so repetitive sometimes. It's just...
So for everyone who does debates, this is a really good one for the morality of God. So if you go to Deuteronomy, there is a passage that says that fathers shall not be unalive for the sins of the son, nor shall the son be unalive for the sins of the father. And then you cut over here and you see God not only unaliving David's baby, but also making him suffer for 7 days, going against his own laws. So when they argue the whole God's morality is objective, it's actually subjective depending on circumstance. So that passage of David mixed with the Deuteronomy passage is perfect for proving that God does not, in fact, have objective morality.
I'm sorry, I have to address YouTube chat really quick. He fucking lied, Juiced, and I read it, and the only part I added was the magic tricks part, and you can't take it. But he lied other times too, okay, Juice? That wasn't even his only lie. He also stole donkeys, and he was just not a good person. He called a woman a dog, which was a racist term. It was derogatory. It was horrible. He made her beg and plead for the healing of her daughter. And until she begged and pleaded, he was going to just walk past her. He was not kind. He did not care. And he only came for the lost sheep of Israel. And you are not one of them.
He doubles down on that in a previous passage too. Do not cast your pearls before the swine, and do not feed the scraps to the dogs. And then turns around and calls her a dog. So you know it's derogatory, just because it's mentioned multiple times.
And to this day, they still use it as a very derogatory term.
Yep.
I mean, like, we call each other a bitch derogatorily, which is a female
Right.
dog. What the fuck? It was no different than him calling her a bitch. Listen, bitch.
Yep. So
It was no different.
places like Middle East, East India, and places in Africa, if you use the term dog with somebody, it's basically the equivalent of calling a black man the N-word. It is extremely derogatory and almost like a racial slur. So the fact that Jesus keeps referring to the Gentiles and Samaritans as dogs is wild.
Yeah, it is. It's very wild.
It's because it's a dehumanizing term. You're taking somebody's humanity away from them and giving them attributes of an animal, which on the totem pole is men, women, and then animals. So even animals are below women in the Bible. So it's
Wait, women are below animals.
no, it's women and then animals, and we know that just because the only thing that women are not permitted to sleep with are animals. So the animals are actually.
But they also, though, sometimes when they list things, they list animals before women.
Sometimes, like, yeah, yeah, okay, I concede.
You see what I'm saying? So sometimes it even seems like, for instance, he created all the animals before women. He was like, hey, name all of the animals and see if you want to fuck any of them. Because if you don't, I'm going to have to come up with another plan. Okay, so let me bring each one over to you. Here is the flea. Does that seem like something you want to fuck? No? No? Kind of cute. Okay, hang on. I got something else. Hang on. Let me bring you over the caterpillar. Well, I don't know what it's called yet. Let me bring you over this fuzzy thing. What do you want to call it? You want to call it the caterpillar? All right, you got it, buddy. Do you want to fuck it? No? All right, let me try something else. Hang on. How about this hedgehog? Oh, I don't know what it's called yet. How about this thing? Do you want to name this? Oh, it's a hedgehog? Okay, do you want to fuck it? No? All right. Once we get done with all these, I'll finally figure out something that you might want to fuck, and then I'll make that thing instead. Hey, Valkyrie.
Yeah, it's so hilarious that God didn't think, maybe I should make another human, just like I made male and female birds. Maybe I should make male and female humans too.
Yeah, it's really weird.
The thought never occurred to him. Like, whoa.
I haven't seen Ethan forever. Hi, Ethan. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. I downloaded TikTok again because I'm like, oh, it's doing okay.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're back. Hey, have you guys met? Nick, have you met Ethan?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I've talked to Nick several times. I'm just terrible because I keep ghosting everybody online and then I just appear out of nowhere.
That's what Nick just did. Like literally, Nick is just back after ghosting us for a while. So that's so funny.
Cool. I'm on team ghosting. So.
Ethan, did you get left behind too?
I haven't seen anybody ascend to heaven, so I think it's been rescheduled. I think, as far as I've seen.
Well, we were thinking that maybe it was just one small fraction of people on, so nobody really noticed that they're missing.
Well, I also live in Utah. So I also live in Utah where no one believes in the rapture to that extent. And so, like, if anything were going to happen, everybody would start walking to Jackson, Missouri, or something like that.
Oh, that's funny.
So that if the end of the world was going to happen, I'd just be seeing everybody pack up and leave, and I'm like, huh, okay.
Well, I actually have a theory about what happened. Is the rapture was supposed to be today, but Jesus got stopped at the border by ICE, and now he's in quarantine.
Oh.
So.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Hey, I need to address YouTube real quick again. Juiced has more for me. It says, host, you just act complex. Other reason, read it as Eve was made spectacular for Adam, and he values her all the more, knowing no other maid would suit. Okay, here's my opinion on that. Okay, first of all, he didn't value Eve at all. He was told that on the day you eat of this fruit, you will surely unalive. And then he watched as she went to eat the fruit, and he was like, oh my God, is she gonna die? And so instead of stopping her and saying, wait, babe, don't eat that. Don't do it. I love you. Instead, he watched her eat it, and then he was like, oh, she didn't die? Okay, let me have some. And then he ate it, and then when God came to him and said, what have you done? He was like, she did it. It's the girl you gave me. It's all her fault. And then they blamed everything on Eve.
I think it was on the apple as God came, because that's why we have the Adam's apple, right?
Yeah, literally, they did not have a woman to blame, so they made one.
Have you guys heard talk about this? It's actually quite interesting. Rabbi Bert. So,
not in a long time, I haven't. Go ahead.
He was saying to me the one day that when it's explained to Adam not to eat the fruit unless ye shall surely unalive, it was written in the masculine. So when Eve took a bite of the fruit, nothing happened. And that's because the curse was never meant for her. It was only for Adam. And that's why it wasn't till Adam ate the fruit that everything went to shit. So it's actually Adam's fault and not Eve's. It had no effect on her until Adam ate it.
That's one way of looking at it. I'm just going to look at it the way I look at it, and that is that God and Adam were like, hey, we have nobody to blame anything on, let's make a woman. That's where I'm sorry, that's just the way I see it.
Right.
We can
Can you tell the story of Lilith, please, Nick? I like that one.
Yes, tell the story of Lilith, Nick.
The story of
Before
Lilith?
Before you do, I'm going to go get a drink and go use the restroom. You tell the story of Lilith. I will be right back, okay?
Okay.
And I'm listening.
So the story of Lilith according to the Antichrist. Okay, so this is what happened. Adam and Lilith were about to take a roll in the hay, and he was like pinning her down and shit, and she was all like, no, I want to ride, baby. And he was all like, no, you can't ride because I'm the man, I'm the only one riding. And she's like, no, baby, no, I want to ride. And he's all like, no. And she's like, well, you know what, fuck you, says God's real name out loud, and then flees the garden. And then somehow becomes a champion for all women all over the place because she is literally the first woman in recorded history to say no.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like how you put it. It's like, no, babe. I want to be a man. I want to be a man. I need masculine. Me.
I'm gonna ride it, not you.
W. Lilith, yes. All right. Well, I just wanted to stop in and say hi because I have a haircut in a few bits. But yeah, good seeing y'all. I'll probably say hi more and then decide what I'm gonna do with TikTok and everything.
Oh, you'll probably ghost for 6 months again. It's okay.
Maybe.
It's fine. We know.
Yeah, no. I've been actually kind of dipping away from like atheist stuff, not because I'm not one. It's just I'm kind of bored of it, and so I've just like been focusing on music stuff. So we'll see how often I dip by, but I'll post things maybe.
Well, it was good to see you, Ethan. I'm glad you both decided to pop in on me. That was nice.
You're the one live. Of course I have to join.
Awesome. Well, have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you again.
All right. Thanks, Crystal. Bye.
Bye.
I mean, the original story of Adam is a whole lot more badass than what the Bible portrays, though. It was Enkidu in a garden-like setting in the Epic of Gilgamesh, and it wasn't fruit, it was a woman, and they did it for 7 days, and then when he was done doing the deed, his eyes were open to the wisdom of the world, and then all the animals were disgusted with him and ran away. I like that version so much better. It's like the animals were just you know, staring at them doing it for 7 days before they were like, no, I'm gone.
Wait, this is funny. Seth said, why does it look like Isaiah's talking? Seth, Isaiah's not even here anymore. I don't know why it looks like that. Isaiah's been gone a minute now. Juiced over on YouTube has more. Juice says, he did say the woman you gave to me. Adam blamed God and not Eve. Ultimately, Bible gives all the blame, though, to Adam. All sin came into the world. Okay, let's look at that, shall we? Genesis 3:16. To the woman he said, I will greatly increase your pangs in childbearing. In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. While this is framed as a consequence, it implicitly links Eve to the reason for the curse, her role in the disobedience. 1 Timothy 2:13 through 14. For Adam was formed first, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived. So he fucking ate it and he wasn't deceived. What the fuck? Obviously he was deceived too, or why did he eat it? Like, I hate that line so much, Paul. You could suck a fuck, Paul. You're such a liar. Anyway, sorry, I digress. For Adam was formed first, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman was deceived and became the transgressor. Juiced, who became the transgressor? That would be Eve, Pumpkin. Thank you, La Paquette. So that's just one verse. We're going on more. 2 Corinthians 11:3. But I am afraid that as the serpent deceived Eve by his cunning, your thoughts will be led astray from sincere and pure devotion to Christ. And 1 Timothy 2:15 indirect says, she will be saved through childbearing, providing they continue in faith and love and holiness with self-control. This verse follows the previous one and implicitly links Eve's deception to women's ongoing rule and salvation. So don't tell me that Adam was blamed thereafter, because he was not. Like, that is very clear that Eve was blamed. And I still get blamed for it. Christian men still blame women for the fall of humanity.
Yep. We still get blamed for the plague.
That was the Bible. What the fuck are you talking about, Juice? I literally just read the Bible.
Can we run
I think that you, like, what are you talking about? I literally read the Bible.
Maybe his name is Juices because he's on the juice. That would make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I literally read it to you, Pumpkin. The serpent did tell the truth. Justice for snakes. That's another comment.
And not only did he tell the truth, but God actually backs him up on it afterwards and is like, well, yeah, okay, now they are like us, knowing good and evil. Like, he totally, like, backs up what the snake says. So it's like...
No, I didn't read a commentary. I'm going to read it again. I literally did not read a commentary. I read a commentary after I read the verse, you idiot. I'm explaining why I'm reading the verse. But I read the verse. Let's do it again. For Adam was formed first, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman was deceived and became a transgressor. That's the fucking Bible right there, Pumpkin. 1 Timothy 2:13-14. Go read it yourself. Go pull it up. I know you don't have a Bible or anyone near you because you're a Christian. Christians don't keep their Bible anywhere near them. They're afraid of it. They're scared. 2 Corinthians 11:3. But I am afraid that as the serpent deceived Eve by his cunning, your thoughts will be led astray for sincere and pure devotion to Christ. Again, Bible, baby. Bible. You have comprehension issues. The serpent didn't lie and then die, you dork. The serpent told the truth, and we still have serpents today, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he never got unalived. He was just cursed to crawl on his belly. I don't know where you'd come up with the idea he was unalived.
I don't know either. But let me make this crystal clear. pumpkin. God doesn't like women. He didn't like them from the beginning. Also, Nick, do you know what and I know you're going to go, oh, yeah. You'll be like, yeah, I knew that. Okay, but still, can you feign some excitement on the knowledge I just learned? Okay.
Yes.
Oh my God, Nick, I did not know Amalek was a descendant of Esau, and that's really why God hated the Amalekites. I didn't know that.
What? No way. That is unreal. I didn't know
crazy?
That.
I did not know that.
Wow.
Thank you for feigning.
You're welcome.
I did not know that. I for some reason, I just thought it was about them not letting the Israelites through 400 years earlier. Never dawned on me that it was because he hated Esau, so he hated all the descendants of Esau. What the fuck is wrong with this God? You created Esau and all the descendants. If you hated Esau so much, why don't you just kill Esau and leave all of the Amalekites and their babies alone, you bloodthirsty piece of shit, God? Good morning, Robin.
Even more wild is Esau was like a good person in comparison to his brother, whose name literally means deceiver or to deceive.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Jacob was the bad kid, but he was Adonai's favorite. Like, how? But he hated Esau because Esau was honorable. What the fuck?
I love it. Juice just keeps coming back. Juice said, Adam and Eve died, smart gal. Did I ever say Adam and Eve didn't die? But let me clarify for you, okay? Hey, Grandma. We only know that Adam died. We don't really know that Eve died. Just so you guys know, that's not biblical. We don't know. She could be still walking around alive today, just wandering around Paris, shopping, doing things. Because she was an afterthought.
Wow, I can't speak. Other important female or women characters within the Bible had unalivement dates, such as Abraham's wife. However, it's a little odd that Eve didn't. And she's totally still walking around.
Yeah. I mean, they tell me all the time that disciples are still walking around the earth. Like, have you heard that one?
Yes, I have. That one is...
So if disciples are walking around, Eve is too, bitches. That's all I'm saying. If the standard is that the death is never mentioned in the Bible, well, then Eve is still walking around. That's the way I look at it. They did not die that day, you dork. They went on to have children, you idiot. What are you talking? Juice just said they died that day.
How the hell
did where did Cain and Abel and Seth come from? What?
Wow, what?
What? Robin, yes, I have a TikTok. I do conversations with Christians. I'm trying to do it a few more times a week now. I'm balancing out my schedule. I do a show called Decon Q&A with CrystalJae, where I interview many the creators. I've interviewed Nick before. Let me tell you, let me see if I could pull up my Google Calendar. I don't know how to do these things, but I'm going to try to figure out. If I can pull it up from over here, then I will be able to tell you who I've got coming up for some Decon Q&A shows. Let me see if I can see it from here. I don't want to be. Okay, can I look at the month? Why isn't it showing me my... I wonder if I have it on a different account.
Hey guys, while Crystal is looking for that, can we please get her up to at least 40K? Actually, you know, we're at 38. Let's aim for 45. Let's get Crystal up to 45K likes, guys.
Okay, why is it not showing any of my events? Because I know I have one on the 28th. Okay, it won't let me see my events. I'm sorry. But I do know that on Friday, well, first of all, tomorrow is Non-Believers Bible Study. And yes, we're back. I'm sorry I took last week off. I don't remember why, but sometimes reading the Bible is boring. I'm just going to be honest with you. Anyway, we're back. We're in numbers, and we'll be back tomorrow for Non-Believers Bible Study. Hopefully, Nick will join me if she's off work or doesn't have school or anything. I try to have people like Rabbi Hannah, Bert, Nick, other people who are well-versed in the Bible to come join me. We also look at the Tanakh Study Bible, and we go back to the original Hebrew and try to learn about the traditions, the people of the time, and what it meant to them when these scriptures were written. And we take a look at the historical, non-dogmatic look at the Bible, okay? So if you are interested in learning more about the Bible, if you want to one day be Deconstruction Zone Justin, you have to read the whole fucking Bible. So come read it with us every Wednesday at 11 a.m. And then Friday, I will be live doing conversations with Christians. The topic will be, what if you were wrong? It's one of my favorite topics to talk about with Christians. They tend to think that if they're wrong, nothing bad. But as we know, that's just not true. If they are wrong, untold amounts of horror and harm have been perpetrated on the world since the beginning of Christianity. And so we talk about what that means to women, to minorities, to the economy. What does it mean if they are wrong? And how has it affected them and how it affects us? So join me on Friday for that conversation. I will have special guests, born-again atheists, joining me here live on Friday. And then I do have a Decon Q&A, CrystalJae, every Sunday right after Ask. So wake up, get yourself some Ask, okay? And then join me after Ask on Decon Q&A with CrystalJae. If you aren't familiar with Ask, that's Atheist Sunday School with Mezzo and usually Joel. If he's up, he joins him. But right after Mezzo gets done, join me over here. I would love to have born again atheists on here more often. I love her. She's up all night though, so I don't know if she has any energy or time. Maybe she has to, do like her chores and banking and shit during the day because she is up all night. Yeah, Atheist Sunday School by Mezzo. So, so join me. I do have one booked every Sunday right now, so I'm for sure doing that on Sundays. But I have other shows booked. I just don't remember who the guests are and stuff right now, and that's on my calendar on my phone, so I can't really look. Let's see. We got, so many more comments over on YouTube.
Hopefully they
Adam became 930, others above 900, to 969, the oldest. No man lived to 1,000. A day with God is like 1,000 years, smart gal. That's what Juice likes to call me, smart gal. Just let me make this crystal clear, okay? Archaeological evidence shows that nobody has lived that long. Okay? So, Pumpkin, that's not true. And you keep wanting to use that verse that a day is 1,000 years. But remember, 1,000 years is a day. You don't, for some reason, you're not reversing that. That's the full verse, Pumpkin. Okay? So, that is so, okay, so wait, here, I'll read you the argument over on YouTube. Okay? So, Celsus says, holy shit. That's the non-Christian, okay?
Nice.
And Juice, the Christian, says, read my last comment to Celsus, laugh out loud, you. I don't know, like the sentences are weird with Juice, I don't know. Celsus says, that is so ridiculous. A day is 1,000 years for God. So when God made the earth, he made plants and trees that lived for thousands of years before he made the sun. That is ridiculous. That's such a good point, Celsus. Ooh, I'm going to put that in my arsenal. Oh, I read it, and it's stupid.
Does that mean Adam was like thousands of years older than Eve then?
That's what we're trying to figure out here. I mean, this math ain't mathin', you know?
I mean, that's
And
a
then
whole new
Juice
level
said,
of peace radioism right there. Like,
You're right. That's so true. Oh my God. Then Juice says,
I'm sorry, but that's giving Twilight I'm 17. How long have you been 17 for vibes? Like,
oh my God, it is. Oh my God, so true. Juice says, host, read my last comment to Celsus. And then Celsus says, Juice, did you read my comment that explains why that theory is fucking dumb? And then Juice says, Bible says it, smart gal. Now, I'm not the smart gal. Celsus is. God damn it. I was a smart gal. All right. And then Celsus says, that doesn't make it really smarty pants. That doesn't make it real smarty pants. Thank you, Celsus. Celsus said, I subscribe, Crystal. This is fun.
nice.
Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Ultimately, Bible says it, Juice says. So far, no real good argument over there by Juiced. Celsus would be winning over on the YouTube comments, I would say, right now. You guys, if you're a Christian or believer of the God of the Bible, actually, I only have 5 minutes unless I reach my gift goal. If I reach my gift goal, I'm staying another hour. But if I don't reach my gift goal, I'm logging up because I love you guys. But unfortunately, you know, sometimes I have to do other things. But if you want me to stay, you let me know. And if you don't, then I go. And we come back another day. That's just how it works. If you're a Christian or believer of the God of the Bible, you want to come up for the last conversation of the day, come on up. We want to know what you think about the rapture. Did you think you got left behind today? Did you believe that it was going to happen today?
I was
I know, I was too. Did you see my video I made today? Where the guy crying when you wake up and realize the rapture didn't happen. The Christians are still here.
The Christians are still here.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like, here's the thing. Some people say that I'm mocking these people and I'm laughing at them. No, I'm laughing at my former self. Because now that I've been out of the faith for 10 years, I can look back on my old self, laugh, and go, wow, you were stupid, right? So I'm not specifically laughing or making fun of Christians. I'm making fun of my former self for believing in this shit. Because I was a devout Pentecostal for 16 years. This stuff was beaten into our brains, right? This is all we ever talked about was rapture, second coming, preparing, Antichrist, blah, 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 blah. Like, we thought, you know, Left Behind series was testimony. Like, come on, you know? So I can laugh. I think I've earned the right to laugh after being traumatized by the church for 16 years. I think it's fair. Crystal, you're muted. Oh, okay, good. I just want to double check. Thrill is in the house. All right, guys, we're at 41.6K. Can we get that up to 45? Let's double tap that screen, get her to 45K. And if you do have some gifties, make sure you send them her way.
Okay, I'm looking something up. Okay, Just keeps bringing up the 1,000 years, so I want to look that up a minute. Hey, Egg Rolls, how are you today? Thrill, good to see you. If anybody wants to come up, friendly or not, come on up. We're just talking about the rapture. I'm actually going to wrap things up unless I make my gift goal, but I'm just hanging out for a few more minutes talking about how a day is 1,000 years and 1,000 years is a day. What the Bible literally says, it's a poetic statement about God's relationship to time. The verse contrasts human impatience with God's plan. That's literally what the verse is about. It's not about how every time there's a day mentioned, it's 1,000 years, and every time 1,000 years is mentioned, it's a day. It doesn't mean that. a literalist. Some read it as God literally experiences time differently, so a day could be like 1,000 years. And many theologians say that it symbolizes his perspective on history is vast compared to ours. Hey, Jay, be right with you. What biblical scholars say, not literal mathematics, that they emphasize that the author of 2 Peter is using a literary device, not bound by human schedules. The early Christians were living under Roman persecution and were anxious about Christ's return. This verse comforts them. God's delay is deliberate but not negligible. No intention to define real time. Scholars say the ancient author did not intend to convert day into a precise measurement of 1,000 years. It's an idiom by a divine perspective. Hebrew Bible background. Similar expressions exist in Psalms. God is eternal. Human life is short. Greco-Roman literary influence. Philosophers sometimes contrasted divine time and human time. So this verse is part of a common literary motif. God's time is vastly different from human timing. It does not mean a literal day equals 1,000 years. It's a metaphor that God's perspective on time is vast and patient and eternal. It is to encourage you to be patient as a believer, not to be an asshole in a YouTube comment section. I hope I've made that crystal clear.
And you can actually use their own spells against them on that one, because you know how Jesus said, within your generation, I will return. Well, we know because the Old Testament, a generation is technically 40 years. So if a day to God is 1,000 years, you have to go 40 times 1,000. So we're not expecting Jesus for thousands and thousands and thousands of more years. So you guys can all cool your tits already.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Jay the They, how are you?
Hi, Crystal. How are you? Hi, Nick.
I'm good. Hello. It's so good to have you up here on my show.
Thanks. Kind of still waiting. I'm a little disappointed, but I am ready. And I'm going to go on camera just for a split second to show you how I'm ready. Here's my face, and this is my shirt. I know it's backwards. I hope you can read it.
Can't hear you.
Jay, you're okay. Can anybody see Jay? Because I can't see Jay.
Can you see me now?
Yes.
I got you. I
can see me now.
Sorry, I missed everything.
Okay, so I'm a little disappointed I haven't been raptured yet, but I'm ready. And here is my shirt. I hope you can read it.
I gotta blow you up. I'm gonna put you on the big screen.
I know it's mirrored, but I'm holding out hope.
I love it.
Today is the day.
I think I saw your video.
Awesome.
Now that
you probably did. I was really excited to share this shirt. Okay, I'm going on video because video is not my thing. How do I undo this?
Okay, you click back on your face and turn off the camera and then push save.
There we go.
There you go.
All right.
Yes,
well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Jay.
Can you kick me off, please?
Yes, I will kick you off. You guys, give Jay some love in the chat. Maybe today, Satan. I'm going to say one more thing to Juice, and then we'll go ahead and end the show. Thank you guys for the likes, the shares, the comments. You have one last chance. If you want me to stay for another hour, go ahead and hit that gift goal. If not, I understand. I really do. But Juice says she reads commentary again. Okay, Pumpkin, of course you read commentary when you're trying to find out why they used a certain phrase in the Bible. The Bible isn't going to tell you. Pumpkin, you have to use outside sources for certain things. So you have to go, what did the original Greek mean? What did they think back then? What was the writer trying to convey? Who was the audience? These are all reading comprehension skills that have been used throughout time.
It's called context.
Hey, Phoenix. Yeah, it's called context. You guys always want context, and now I give it to you and you complain about that.
Because it's not his version of context, so therefore it's wrong.
Yeah, it's true. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and go eat some lunch. Can somebody tell me who's live so we could go raid them? I know there's only 14 of you left in here right now, but we'll still all go hang out with somebody. Let me see if I've got somebody on the Discord announcements that went live. It looks like JRB is live, and so is Trust But Verify. Go to Trust But Verify or JRB and tell them Crystal Raid. I love you guys. I hope you have a great day. And if you don't get raptured, I'll see you tomorrow during Non-Believers Bible Study, okay? Bye. See you around the mean streets of TikTok and YouTube. Bye, everybody. I never can do this. You know, it's like when you get really mad and you want to slam the door and then it goes, okay? Yeah. Then I go to say goodbye to everybody and I have to hit that fucking power button like 27 times. And then it's like, okay, you took away my whole goodbye, TikTok. Thank you. Okay, we're going to try again.